Irregular Nation! What's going on? I'm the brains behind this whole thing. Trailer reaction. My feels in love. It's gonna be some irregular beer pong going on tonight. I'm gonna report the news every day and talk about nonsense that no one fucking cares about. Not for fucking 10 hours, not for 3 hours, not for 2, not for 1. Welcome to another episode of The Irregular Toy Show. Ow! Irregular Nation, it's time for the updated room tour. All right, let's run over there. We always love to do the running. Hi, Kelsey. Bye. Irregular Nation, welcome to Earth 84. Irregular Nation, there's something going on here. Gotta go faster. Go hit that like and go hit that subscribe and become a part of the Irregular Nation. Because why wouldn't you want to? Come take a ride on the irregular side all the time. This guy, Batman, with the Irregular whole production with me, the Irregular Neil. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all later. Right in the ear, she says. Oh, hello, Irregular Nation, and welcome to episode 1. Because I was discussing this with Kelsey last night. This is episode 1 of the 90's podcast series. And of course, there's going to be some dribs and drabs of the 80s, because how couldn't there be? You know, there was a lot of stuff that kind of tipped in and went into the 90s and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun stream. We're considering this more of a beer house stream, so without further ado, because, you know, I'm going to be sending out some links in a little, and, you know, not a little bit, you know, just to get everybody going, but we got to get everybody in the mood. Kelsey and I got to set the mood first, you know what I'm saying? Set that tempo. But, you know, let me, shh. Now while I'm pouring.
I can do whatever I want.
Now while I'm pouring.
Yes, I can.
You don't know what that's from, do you?
You're gonna fuck up with
What was that from?
What
was that from? Mr. Stephen Urkel pouring in the elixir for Stefan. Shh. No, I'm pouring. But yeah, if I actually spill that, I'm going to be pissed. So we don't want to spill that. So as of right now, as I'm pouring into my frosted mug, you know, we had that nice little cheers thing going on right there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can we get it? Can we get it without spilling it? Oh, Kelsey, look at the skills. Oh, that's right. Nobody can see it, but yo, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Those are some skills right there.
Skill.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
How do you not figure? How do you not figure that's not a skill? So tonight we're having
it's a great life skill to have.
It really
you should
is.
put it on your resume.
I should put that on my resume. Can pour a nice beer. That's right. We're having a Cloudy Walker tonight, and the Cloudy Walker is a hazy, juicy IPA, of course, and it's a 6.8 on the Richter scale. Kind of tough to see, but that's all right. Yeah. So tonight's episode's gonna be sitcoms. I guess, what did you call it? Teen soap opera, like night stuff, you know, because of like Melrose and Dawson's and 90210. What else was on at night when it came to that? I don't think anything, because those were more of the soap opera style, because those were like an hour long. Weren't they like an hour long?
Yes.
Yeah, those were the hour long ones. And then we're gonna do like the TV shows too, because you'll be like, well, wait, sitcom TV show, isn't it? Well, you got to remember, in the 90s, you had America's Funniest Home Videos, In Living Color. I think, wasn't Mad TV around that too at that point in time? Like, they kind of tried to pick up where Living Color left off and do their own thing. But
later,
yeah, that was a little bit later. So yeah, we're going to be just covering a bunch of stuff, just talk about the, you know, the feels and love for all this kind of stuff. So that's why it was kind of like a mixture of feels and love and the beer house, because I'm going to be bringing people on. And usually during Fields and Love, it's just Kelsey and I. But of course, tonight we're like, yo, we definitely need some more people with us because we're like, what do we really conversate about at certain times when it comes to this? But when do we ever know what the fuck we're going to talk about? I mean, at least I don't know. I just kind of,
2 hours last week and we had no idea what we were going to talk about.
Yeah, that was pretty funny last week. For anybody that hasn't checked it out, of course, we'll be getting into those comment sections and everything. And everybody, thank you for being here. It is Saturday night. It is 6:30 on the East Coast right here. I'm sure you can be doing something else, but hey, if you want to come listen to my stupid ass and not Miss Kelsey, there's Kelsey. What up? We've got Martin going on right now. Martin Lawrence. Because I haven't put that on in a while. That's also one of those shows from the 90s, of course. But yes, last week we did our Friends, Fields, and Love, and we literally rambled for 2 hours. And what made it great was, of course, the people in the all the fans in the comment section that were just going off, like throwing off the stuff that they loved. And then we're like, oh yeah, oh shit, because that's what we need this to be tonight too. Anytime we do these kind of special podcast series, it's important to interact with everybody. Just go back and forth and just tell me the things that you love. Kelsey, again, put together a nice little, 2-minute video? It's like about, just about 2 minutes. And it's just basing off, certain clips from shows. We couldn't put them all in there because honestly, it would have been like 20 plus minutes.
The things he kept wanting to add.
Oh my God,
like,
yeah.
More of that. I can't put one show.
Oh. Why not? I was getting in a little bit of trouble, but that's okay. Well, I was. I kind of.
Always getting in trouble.
Yes, I do.
Annoying pain in the ass.
Not annoying pain in the ass. Come
yeah.
on. Really?
How many times did you change that shirt?
Huh? Oh, what, my wardrobe change?
And then you went back to the original in the end.
Come on.
Come on. Don't make fun of me.
She's not being nice, ladies and gentlemen. She's not being nice.
Yes, I am.
Are you?
You're never
Are
nice.
you really? No, I'm not always really that nice. Sometimes I'm a dick. Sometimes.
Always.
Does that look good? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll just add that banner. We want to put that on the bottom so everybody understands. Oh, why did I put 2 of those? That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's irregular, baby. It's irregular. So yes, we want to get that going. And let's take, there we go. Let's take a look at who's up in the chat at the moment. And I see Senor Zeverfett. Let's go. You got Toad. What up, Zever? I'll be sending out those links. Lucas, what's up, Lucas? How we doing, sir? So as the show goes on, I'm sure more people will stop by and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Kelsey, holy shit nuggets. Where did we even start? Like, where do we even start? I mean, look, we'll be talking TGIF too. I mean, Kelsey was a big fan of TGIF. I mean, so was I. Who wasn't? We all witnessed it at different times, different points in times, I guess you could say, when it came to it.
They kind of redid that like so many times.
TGIF, yeah.
Like that even went into the 2000s where they were doing that.
Yeah, and then I like
then
you even showed.
And then they got away from that, which sucks.
They did. I mean, but sitcoms kind of started falling by the wayside at one point.
Well, because they're not like they used to be.
That's true. They were.
They used to be good, and then now they're kind of like, eh.
Well,
which I think we were talking about, where they don't have ones like they were back then.
No, they don't. The substance is not there, is what we're saying.
With
yeah,
the life lessons and the family aspects, and
life lessons, family aspects. You can't say acting because the acting wasn't always great in any of these shows when it came down to it. Some were, some weren't. Some were like quick, kind of like fly-by shows that only lasted like a season or two. But when you look at it too, there was like so many shows that came out at like one time. I mean, Growing Pains, Family Matters, Roseanne, Full House. Every single show gave you a little bit something different. Boy Meets World. I mean, where could you not go with a lot of these shows? Let's see. Give me some other like family ones. I know there was more.
What'd you just say? I wasn't listening to you.
Wow, what a great co-host, huh, ladies and gentlemen? She just sits there and she doesn't listen to what I'm saying.
You talk a lot.
Of course I talk a lot.
These people see you for like 2 hours. I hear you all the time.
Well, that's true.
So
I mean, but still, you gotta listen up. No, you can't tune out. Never tune out.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So I told Kelsey last week, I was like, you're gonna have to. I want you to carry the stream. She's like, I can't do that. I'm like, of course you can. And then even with this, like, basically, I just want her to throw some stuff out to me, but she's a little bit nervous, ladies and gentlemen. So. Yeah, you see, like I'm getting told to shut up and all that kind of stuff. Just saying. Talk about it.
Talk about what?
Tell me.
We're not talking about anything.
Tell me what it was. What was your favorite show, Kelsey? What was your favorite show from the?
You got me to pick one?
Well, you have to tell me something. Tell me one show at least. Come on. You're on the spot. You're on the spotlight.
But I have to pick one? That's not nice.
Well, look. What's one show that you always tell me that you just love that was from TGIF?
Boy Meets World.
Okay. Why did you love Boy Meets World so much?
Connection.
What connection? Elaborate. What brought the feels and love for Boy Meets World? I mean, my God. My God. Talk about not being prepared. I mean, Jesus.
I'm never prepared.
I mean, so what character were you drawn to in Boy Meets World that you gravitated toward it right away?
That's an ensemble.
It was the ensemble.
You can't have one
so there we go. That's what I'm asking. There we go.
That's all those shows, though. You can't have, there's no standalone character in any of those shows.
A good point. You see? There we go. Now we got her going. We got her going.
Well, why don't you have to go first?
Well, because I'm the host. Why would you always want the host to go? Come on now.
I want to be the center of attention.
Oh, of course. When do I not like to be the center of attention? We all know that. But still, I want to hear what you got to say about that. So it was the ensemble of the cast. You enjoyed everybody.
Well, it has to be with everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, none of those shows do I have one character that stood out.
No,
not at all.
Okay.
I think all of them needed that. They wouldn't have survived with one character being a
Arkham. Hello, Marco Man TV. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, okay. All right. So,
correct.
Well, I agree. So with Boy Meets World, you went with that. Now, how about like say 90210 and all those kind of like that?
I love those
See
shows.
now 90210 and all those kind of shit. Let's not forget about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air here. I mean, we can really. That's why we're gonna play that video that Kelsey made, because it kind of will maybe, I guess, in a way spark some, like, oh yeah, like I remember that. Like what were some of your guys, let me know in the chat, please. Anybody watching, put it in the fucking chat. What were some of your favorite 90s sitcoms or shows or teen soap operas, whatever, I guess that's what you call it. Like
Creek.
Dawson's Creek, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, all of it. It's all relative. It all counts. We did Friends last week, and Friends is a big thing from the 90s. Seinfeld. I mean, there's,
I always loved those kinds of shows, though. Like 90210 and like, until like 2000s. Oh, man.
You were big on that, huh?
When those were like really a thing. They're not really a thing anymore, which is sad.
Okay. Zeberfed has Hogan Family. That's a little bit older.
That's not 90s.
That's not 90s.
Yeah. My grandpa used to watch that.
I remember that for some reason. Hogan Family. Yeah. Why do I remember that? Is that like Little House on the Prairie? Because I used to get.
You didn't like Little House on the Prairie?
No, I did not like Little House on the Prairie. I was not a fan of that show. My father used to put that on all the time. I'm like, no!
Yeah. See, I know all that older stuff because my grandpa used to watch all that stuff.
Well, hey, Three's Company and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
I was introduced to that Golden Girls and all that because of my father.
Yeah.
And then, but that also fell into the 80s. So that's why, like Who's the Boss? Who's the Boss was in the 80s.
And my mom was watching a marathon the other day when I walked in, and I was like,
I don't. What's that on? Is that streaming on anything? I haven't seen that streaming on anything.
No, it was on
Who's
TV.
the Boss?
It was on TV.
Oh, okay. All right. So I haven't. It was one of the TGIF shows.
Yeah.
We'd have to. Oh, don't worry. See, we got.
I was thinking of a different one then.
Huh. Now wait, who was the Hogan?
Oh, you know what?
Which one is it?
I'm thinking of Hogan's Heroes.
No, not Hogan's Heroes.
That's what I was thinking.
The Hogan. So Hogan family.
That's what I was thinking of. Though.
Wait a minute. What was that?
Hogan's Heroes. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. All right. I think I know what he's talking about right now.
Older show. That's what it is.
Oh shit! Look at that. Keep going, Kels.
No.
Come on! Oh my God! God forbid you tell her something. I don't want to talk.
Well, don't tell me what to do.
All right. Well, then don't talk.
Okay.
Don't talk.
No. And I don't remember what we're talking about.
We were just talking about how Zever was right about Hogan family.
Oh, I don't know about all that. You can say that, but maybe I'll believe you. But which one we want to go with next?
Doesn't matter, Kels. Just rap. No?
I'm trying to think for a second. Why?
We don't like dead air, Kelsey.
You're causing it. You're causing it.
Do you need a shot?
I have beer.
Oh my!
First time. This is the first. Hey everybody! This is the first day I've been able to taste.
Jason Bateman was in it. I think I know what it is.
In
years.
No,
in
it
years.
feels like years.
In years.
Feels
Really?
like years.
Come on now.
No, it feels like years. So I'm enjoying my beer. So leave me alone.
So I have to look up this Hogan family thing right here. Oh, okay. I remember that. All right. Yep. I remember seeing this. Oh my God. That's great. Okay. So, here he is.
What's up?
Mr. himself.
Yo,
What's
yeah,
going
no,
on?
it was in the original. Oh crap! Hold on. It was in the original lineup for TGIF. One of the first shows in TGIF.
TGIF changed many times too.
Oh yeah,
they literally.
And then the guy died. The Hogan guy, and they changed it from the Hogan family to something else, and it was, but they continued it. And like Bateman stayed, they did all that, whatever. Because Bateman's sister was in the 80s doing her stuff on Family Ties.
Oh, that's it. That was his sister?
That was his sister.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So she played Melanie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. They all were going in the 80s. Like I have Martin going on right now.
Yeah. That was
I forgot what this show was like. He played so many characters in it.
He did.
Watching this,
they were all on point. He was young, in his career, and he was very charismatic, and that's what really and it was his chemistry with the girl that played his wife Gina.
Yes, Tia Carrera, I think her name is.
Was like really good on camera. I think off camera, I don't think it was the same story. I think that they had problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think there were rumors. So I can only say that. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
no,
I wasn't there. Jamie, what up? Marcus. Oh boy, Beetlejuice. What's up? Oh wow, someone else remembers Hogan. Jamie. Oh yeah, no, Jamie says, oh, someone else remembers Hogan family. I was saying Hogan Heroes again.
That's what I was thinking of, and I was
and that's why I'm calling this like episode 1, because this was kind of like a series. I was like, how are we gonna do this? Because the 90s has so much stuff.
Yeah,
and there's a lot from the 80s I want to talk about.
Well, I think even Smallville was a part of the 90s, right?
Maybe like I would say late 90s.
Late 90s? Yeah. I don't remember because I never really watched it, but I remember it. It's an old show.
Yeah, it went into the look. That's a show that's not easy to go back and watch. I'll put it to you that way. Like,
well, I mean, I have the whole, I have so many seasons on DVD.
mhm.
They were gifted to me.
Right,
Just
yeah.
haven't watched it.
No,
I don't
no.
care. I'm like, I mean, every time I think about that show, and like, it always felt like It's a Small World after all, right? Like kind of like the Gotham series. They're like, yeah, we're gonna show young Bruce Wayne before he's Batman. Can we get all the villains that happen after Batman before Batman actually happen?
Yeah, that's how they. Yeah, I know how they do their shit.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, it'd be
No.
so cool if he met the Joker when he's an infant,
Baby girl, what's going on? So like, and we, like we have a video that Kelsey made up. It's gonna try to like maybe get us into the mode. I mean, because one of my big things
Jar our brains
was In Living Color. I was a huge In Living Color fan.
Yeah, that is okay. So in the 90s and even the 2000s, and of course now, completely now,
Mhm.
I don't like Saturday Night Live, and I didn't watch it that much. But in Living Color, I couldn't get enough of it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get enough. And yeah, Mad TV was around that time too. They came out. They were sort of like riding the coattails of In Living Color.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah. And because they had a lot of the same stuff, they had some quirky guys, whatever, but the cast, all the Wayans, the whole Wayans family was in there, and a lot of them, like Jim Carrey, that's where he got his break. He jumped out, became this big movie star, and then he went weird. But it all came from Keenan.
A lot of these people really started making their stuff in the 90s too, like Martin. I mean, when you're watching Martin Lawrence, his characters in this show basically translated to every movie he did in the 90s, whether it been Big Mama's House, Bad Boy.
And made it easy for him.
Yeah.
It was an easy transition.
Same character. He was legit the same character.
And that reminds me of and I think it was in the 90s, A Different World with Sinbad and all that.
Yes.
That was a spinoff from the Cosby Show, which was heavily 80s, and I watched that show heavily in the 80s. Dope show, I mean, I don't know, I don't care about what the guy's doing or what he did in his life and all that. Yeah. But the show itself, with Theo and all them, that was always. In the 90s, they tried to reimagine it a little bit. They always tried to make the new intros, right? And they made this one where it was like they were dancing and they had feathers and it was a whole big production. And then they went to this other one where they're all in tuxedos. Okay. And and then they went back. Like one of the intros didn't work very well and nobody really liked it. So they went back to the other one. I remember that it only lasted like a couple weeks and people weren't really digging on it. And there was, even before the internet, there was like rumbling about this is weird. And so they went back to a previous intro.
I'm getting yelled at because I like to skip intros sometimes when you're binging something. And yeah, always. And then
what's funny, like for the book of Boba Fett or like Mando, it's like skip and and I can't make it over to because I watch my shows on my computer, but I use a big screen, and so I try to run over to the mouse, and by the time I get there, it's already past the intro. I'm like, oh well, I wasn't there in time.
Oh yeah, no. What I will Kelsey's right though. When you go back into the 90s, they really went in on their intros.
Yeah, I agree.
And you really don't find it now. And she always
drew you into
right.
those shows.
You always make a good point. It draws you into the show. It sets you
like the same thing with like not in Living Color with A Different World. It was like that. You had that theme song. It's a different world than where you come from, And they're walking through mirrors and all this other shit. And it's like, oh, what's up,
Yeah.
And they all, it was fun. And that's when fun kind of died. I want to say
agreed.
Is back in that era because they just
a lot of substance too. We were saying, like that was one thing when you watched a lot of these sitcoms, right? They always had substance to it. There was always like a lesson to be learned, and it wasn't done in some kind of cheap, stupid way. Like they always gave you would feel it more. Huh? Yeah, they would get serious too at times with some of the storylines when you go back and watch it. You're like, shit, that's a hell of a topic to go with right there. But now you can't even go into that. Like I see no I can't use the word constantly, but there is no substance in any TV shows these days. It's
Right,
kinda
right. It's all very
quick.
what do I want to
There's
say?
no
Shallow.
Yeah, a lot of
There you
shallow
go.
humor throughout things now.
Really
Yeah.
There's no clever, there's no wittiness into the
Sure.
dialogue. People need like even like the slapstick comedy that they try to do now, it doesn't even compare to what you had back then.
Well, right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can't even get away with.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because of the climate of the
Seinfeld would not be able.
Oh yeah. I mean, all that you can't get away with stuff like that. You know, because people are ready to cancel something that they think that they feel is offensive, and they're like, well, if I feel it's offensive, then everyone must feel that it's offensive. So therefore, I shall ride my horse into the sunset.
Can you imagine in living color right now? That would get canceled like in the first episode.
Oh shoot. Yeah, no, it would definitely. The only thing that it had going for it was like, you know, Sinbad, you know, he's you know, Mr. I don't, you know, Mr. I don't cuss, you know, and that was fine. That's fine. You know, you do you, boo. But yeah, I mean, it was sort of like that was his sort of shtick, and good on him, you know. Hey, you know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, the 90s. What was huge? Okay, in the 90s, I was glued to the TV, but I was glued to, for like Batman the Animated Series, and that took up a lot of my time.
Okay,
so you know, it was like I would videotape that while I was at school, or you know, in the VHS, and then I would come home and watch it because I was doing sports or whatever, and I'd miss the episodes. And back then, you know, they did reruns, but they didn't do reruns like day of or whatever. You'd have to wait, or you have to catch it or whatever. Yeah. So I would always record it, and then I would just plop it in the player when I got home, and I was like, okay, you know what I miss, and I always that was huge for me in the 90s. So,
Jesus Christ, yeah, after school was big in the 90s for me. You'd come home. All the cartoons.
Well, everything though. Now.
Well, yeah. I mean, you had the Animaniacs.
Yeah. Beyond. Even syndication.
See,
like,
that's
like nobody was like, oh, that's
Tiny Toon Adventures.
3:30. Now it's like what?
Yeah. Now everybody's like, what are you talking about? You don't have to be home. Just go watch it online.
Yeah. Well, now it's it's at your fingertips. The only way they make you sort of wait or whatever is when they put it on streaming. And they're like, okay, Book of Boba Fett or whatever. It's always on Wednesdays, so you have to wait until they drop it, right?
And everybody loses their shit.
I know.
Yeah,
you were watching stuff like that you would
think about these sitcoms we're watching now, right?
Like, that's what I mean.
Because look, when we wanted to set this up, you remember, we wanted to do this like a year ago. We were trying to figure out how we were going to do this, and then I go through waves of watching nostalgia. So at one point. We're watching, Crazy Waves. Yeah. We're watching like Saved by the Bell. Then another point, I'm watching Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay.
Then I'll go into Fresh Prince for a while. Then all of a sudden,
Fresh Prince was another one that was in the 90s.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, hell yeah. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, like you were saying last night.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Dinosaurs, if anybody remembers.
Dinosaurs was fantastic. I didn't realize how big they were. You know, like when you're watching it on TV, it's like, you sort of equivalent that to just people running around in costumes. But they were running around in costumes, but it was sort of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they had all these wires and animatronics and all that, and you had the puppeteers on the side, and they're wearing these huge costumes, and the people in there are normal size, but I mean the set's bigger, the cameras are moved back a little bit more, so it kind of gives you the illusion of like they're just normal people or normal characters, right?
It was like the Flintstones, but dinosaurs. If you want to look at it like that, in a way.
Well, I mean, the Flintstones was actually, I want to say, like the Flintstones, Jetsons, stuff like that. They were the first sort of sitcoms because they were made for adults.
Yes,
and that's why they at that time was adult humor, and then they sort of Hanna-Barbera sort of lightened it up a little for kids
because the theme song was different for a long time. When it's funny, like Saved by the Bell, right? I mentioned Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell, the first 2 seasons, it's a totally different show. and it was more focused on the teacher. And her name was Miss Bliss. And then the kids weren't like the focal point of it. It was more the adults of the show. Then all of a sudden, like halfway through, it started changing. I think it was season 2 or 3 it changed, right? Into the like more, like when they brought in AC Slater and all those people.
Oh, I didn't know they didn't bring them in right away. I thought, okay.
It was Zach Morris and Screech and Lisa Turtle. Those were the 3 originals. And then they brought in Kelly Kapowski, the AC Slater, and the Jesse Spano character.
Because that was Saturday morning, right?
Was Saved by the Bell? I honestly, like, I remember Saved by the Bell always being on during the week, along with like Full House. I mean, because you would get like the new episodes. I remember for Family Matters and Full House and all that kind of stuff, Home Improvement on Friday when it was TGIF, Boy Meets World, and how they would do all that. And then during the week, you would get like your like reruns in a way, like with Fresh Prince. And then I'm trying to think where Fresh Prince was. That on like Channel 4?
I think it was on like UPN.
I don't remember what the fucking station was. It NBC?
No,
it wasn't.
It was for me. I think it was on UPN.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So,
oh my god, yeah, because these shows went all over the place. I mean, Charles in Charge. I was a big fan of Charles in Charge, and that was on ABC. Oh, that's true. That was ABC.
That's ABC.
Yeah, so that's why Fresh Prince would not have been on there. And then I think later on NBC picked it up when it got new or something like that, because it used to be on Channel 11 all the time also.
But that was more of a syndication.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, now, did you ever... Now, I know like Dawson's Creek and all that kind of stuff and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, even in the 90s, things started to change, and you actually get like the... I guess you could say the more adult style, like action sitcom or even teen style.
Action sitcom. Stuff. What is an action?
I don't know I have no idea.
I'm
making that up.
That's mine. Copyright TM. Yeah.
But they weren't
action
like
sitcom. Meanwhile, you have an executive like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah, no, it was like
more serious.
They were more serious toned and all that. Like I remember
drama.
The what? No, what? The Dawson's Creek. Was it drama?
Drama. Yeah. That was more drama. Like the Seventh Heavens and the, the other stuff like that. Party of Five. Melrose Place.
Yep.
I mean, those you couldn't catch me watching those, the Party of Fives and all that stuff. I did, however, watch the 90210s for a bit. And until that dried out on me, and then the Melrose Place a little bit, and then I was like, okay, this is the same formula, but older.
It was like daytime soap opera, but done with a little more.
Night.
Yeah, and then and then you have the more adult, which was like Friends and all that stuff came out.
When Friends came out and Seinfeld first, and then once Friends came out, that started. TV. I mean, it dominated, started changing everything up.
It did. Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, let's see what we got saying up in there. We did invite a few other people. Not that we. What did he say? In Living Color. Okay, what is that? In Living Color would have got canceled if it was today. The way they are coming out at these stand-up comedians. Oh yeah, no, they couldn't live. None of these people could have lived. Not the mama. That's right.
Yeah.
No, none of that stuff could have survived. It really couldn't. So what I'll do right now, real quick, is just give us a little bit of let's see what else, you could talk about in this. Let's play that little thing that you put together, Kel. So here we go, everybody.
Did I do that?
Fruit, blows me away.
You got it, dude.
It froze.
Did I do that?
Fruit, blows me away.
You got it, dude.
Watch that dial, Mary Tyler Moritz. I'm Fire Marshal Bill Burns, and nobody likes a quitter.
My name is Anton, and this is my house.
Hi, I'm Vera Tamilo.
Cable access, channel 62 presents
Hello, I'm Blaine Edwards, and I'm Antoine Mayweather, and welcome to Men on Film.
Nothing for you.
Nice. Nice. I forgot about the Wonder Years.
So yeah, right.
I was like, wow, I forgot about. I mean, you see Ben Savage, and I forgot about Fred Savage.
Mm-hmm. And they
Crazy.
were those two dominated for a while when you think about it.
Well, I mean, until
Ben Savage didn't dominate, but he was big on the TV screen.
he was big, and then they brought him back for like Girl Meets World or whatever, and yeah, no, I didn't watch.
That's one of those like things where we're saying you're trying to it doesn't hit the same way.
You're trying too
They're
hard.
trying with the younger crowd.
Yeah, and
Yeah. Well,
not
not only that, they're trying that whole like replacement, like okay, kind of like Teen Wolf 2.
yes, with Bateman.
Yes, with Bateman instead of Michael J. Fox. They're like, yo, he's just as popular as Michael. Let's go. And it just didn't hit.
It couldn't. Nah, that didn't go the same way. And then even come on, remember Kirk Cameron? He was a big.
Yeah.
He was star
big
back then. He was the growing. He was in growing.
His
pains.
sister got more than him, So
She did go a little crazy. That's right.
No, he did.
He went crazy, or she went crazy. He went crazy.
No, she does like a.
Oh.
I mean, now she does like all like Hallmark movies and stuff.
Does she?
What a nice like.
Oh shit! No, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, but what's funny with Growing Pains was I even forgot because when I went back
What?
into one of my little
Leonardo.
no, not that my wave of nostalgia. I put Hanging with Mr. Cooper on, and they used the same house as Growing Pains.
yeah,
They
yeah,
actually
yeah,
have an
yeah.
episode to start off where he goes in there, and then
He goes to the wrong house.
the
it's like
Mr. C. They were called the Seavers, right? From Growing Pains.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he walks into the house. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Well, this is my house now." And they have like this whole scene and all that kind of crap. And he's talking action, and he's supposed to be playing the character. So I was like, "Oh shit!" It's funny how they all would tie together some of these shows.
That's the multiverse.
Multiverse.
Yeah. Oh, I like when they crossed over.
It was.
Well, I
fun.
mean, a lot of them did because Family Matters, the father from Die Hard, he was in another show. No, his wife, Harriet, was the maid of someone in another show. She was either the maid or the cook.
They crossed shows over too, Step by
And-
Step, and the
Yeah.
Family Matters were in the same universe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Urkel. always showed
Urkel
up.
would show up in their shows. I mean, Urkel. Oh my God, Jaleel
Well,
White.
he
I mean,
showed up
geez.
in like every show.
Yeah, he was he was even in Full
But,
House.
yeah.
Even Full House was tied
Yeah,
into
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Into
They
that.
all-
Because
whole
he
thing.
was so popular at the time, they were like, "Yo, let's milk this for all it's worth," and yeah,
They milked that teeth.
they milked that teat.
They really did. And Family Matters was one of my favorite going up. I couldn't get enough of Urkel. I don't know what it
He
was.
still can't.
Yeah, I still can. I still crack up at that fucking show. It just that was another one of those like another
Yeah, and they had that.
every intro. It's a rare condition this day and age.
Yep.
Good news.
It was the Jingles era. You know, they had all that. You know, like ooh doo 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 ah, Mentos freshness. You know, and it's like
it works. It hits.
It
something
works because
brain,
it's
man.
ingrained. Like you guys, we're all singing. You know, different bars or whatever, right? So yeah, I mean, what they did worked.
And you wonder, what is it that people, because you can go back to the 90s stuff and go, wow, that's pretty cheesy. But it still works better.
But it worked.
Better than anything that you've seen. And then like even Cobra Kai now, right? You say Cobra Kai, and now Karate Kid was, a trilogy that wasn't great. But for some reason, you look at how they take the cheese from the 80s, the late 80s, and you can't say the 90s, but whatever. And
because the 80s is when when we were still sort of young in entertainment, as far as like, I mean, okay, people had made movies, but as far as like, really growing things out and trying, like Thundercats, all that stuff, Transformers, all that, right? It was sort of an outlet for a lot of people just to go and be creative, as creative as you can possibly be, and no limits, right? And you didn't, at the time there was no such thing as really no such thing as reboots, no such thing as hell, even just like in Back to the Future, what is a rerun? There was fertile ground, and people just we don't really understand or we don't really pay tribute to the 80s as much as we should for all the great content that was provided for us. Like, I mean, you're wearing a shirt that is 80s inspired, right? They tried to capitalize it again, or capitalize on it in the 90s. And even in the 2000s, they did the 2016, movie and all that didn't work out or whatever, but we just had a recent one. We're still banking off of things that came out of the 80s.
And then you start to see even the action that we see today, right? They steal a shit ton from the 90s. 90s action to me was where it was at, and that's going to be another episode, because I can talk 90s action movies for sitcoms. I would go up and down with everything, because Kelsey was huge into 90210. I wasn't. My sister was huge into that. I used to always kind of like walk out of the room, kind of deal. Well, yeah, of course.
I'm not a boy. I'm a man.
He's still not a man.
The biggest, I mean, shit. What was it? My biggest thing would be like Sunday nights. You'd get America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
And then that would set up In Living Color, because then In Living Color would come on right after that. And it was just, that was like your Sunday night ensemble.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
Someone's coming from a universe, an ACS universe.
And what's up?
What's going on?
Man, sorry I'm late. Dude, I was playing Call of Duty, like just into it. And then
he was like, yo, this is going to be The Rock. I just know it.
And I looked at the console.
Fire.
Man. Yeah.
This is fire.
Stuck in Call of Duty.
And always in honor of Anthony anytime he shows up.
Yeah, that shit is.
So yeah, man, we're just rapping back and forth about different shit that went on in the 90s, sitcom, soap / TV show era, just going back and forth.
I got you.
Any loves that you had from back in these days?
I did. In Living Color was
your one,
yes,
right?
In Living Color was fire. Yeah. No, when I came in, you were talking about that Sunday night stuff with was the Simpsons part of that?
Simpsons was Thursdays, right?
No,
because it was called Sunday Domination or something like that. Animation Domination, and it was like
that got big. That was on Channel 5. I think that was Fox.
Yeah.
That was Fox. And then ABC was In Living Color ABC?
In Living Color was Fox.
Yeah.
Was it Fox? Yeah, they were Fox.
Fox.
So ABC, yeah. All right.
It
was ABC, and then you would go switch over, and because then In Living Color was on afterward. Oh my God, yes. And then we even brought up Mad TV, but I was never a Mad TV fan. And then
it just didn't hit me as far as like the humor. It just was not. I think In Living Color was a lot more risque with their humor, and that's what really resonated with me.
Jamie, what do you
got,
got,
man?
Yeah, but it worked back then. You were excited for those. Oh, of course it worked back then with those crossovers. What'd you say? I've watched Three Ninjas more than I did the Karate Kid, the Three Ninjas. Yeah, I remember the Three Ninjas. That was the three
Surf
fucking
Ninjas.
Kids. The three little kids, Three Ninjas. I remember that.
Three Ninjas. Yeah. They did. They had a couple of those movies.
I don't know about more than the Karate Kid though. But.
No, I wouldn't love Three Ninjas more than the Karate Kid, but I know where it's coming at. It depends on like what the age was.
Side to side.
Because you're watching kids kick the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And Karate
Sand the floor.
Dinosaurs.
Oh God, yeah, but TGIF was always big for me. I remember that. Always looking forward to that shit on a Friday.
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
and Living Color would get canceled if it was on today.
Living Color would live. Living Color couldn't live. Half these shows couldn't live. Seinfeld would die. I said, there's no way Seinfeld could make it these days.
Mm-hmm.
Seinfeld took too many liberties.
Well, that's the thing is that a lot of people don't understand that, there is like Blazing Saddles, funny ass movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be made today because because people are just way too sensitive and get upset about things that really they shouldn't because differences, cultural differences, and we're multicultural, I mean, the United States is the most multicultural country, of anywhere, right? And so we should be able to have fun with each other in pointing out differences that maybe we don't understand or whatever. And sure, you can get educated, on what these things are and whatever, but just at surface value, it's funny.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. There wasn't a time. There's not a point in time where. Aren't you guys glad that you kind of grew up when you grew up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would
getting to witness all this.
I feel
stuff
so bad for
like going back to watch it.
Yeah. No, seriously, that's because I have that experience. I got to see that shit. I got to see A Living Color when that shit was on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
That's
and then you got to watch the growth of the characters. I mean, basically, I was even saying to him, like having Martin on and watching all the sitcoms that came in the 90s really launched a lot of the comedians that went into the 90s and like early to late 2000s. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. Fuck, Jim Carrey, David Allen Greer, Damon Wayans.
Even like how many of these shows had like these guest stars who weren't big at the time.
Oh yeah, the guest right.
Yeah.
Like you saw a lot of people from Friends in Seinfeld throughout the Seinfeld years that would just kind of pop in.
Yeah, and they did the same thing for like what was that one? Mad About You. It had
Mad About You was huge.
It had the
oh my god,
the girl from Friends. It had the girl from Friends. She was the waitress. It had not her, but it had her sister, and that's where the whole twin sister thing came from that they used in Friends. So yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, Seinfeld was dope.
Oh,
weird final episode though. Weird. That was weird.
The way they closed that one out. I was just kind of like, all right.
That's why I talk about series finales.
Huh? Yeah.
I don't like watch series finales.
No, I never like to get to series finales. It upsets me.
You don't get to that. You never get to that.
No, I don't.
You don't let anything get to the series
I don't like it.
He's like, wait, it's over?
No, he won't.
They're not doing any. No, they're not doing it anymore.
No. Basically, if you're gonna play the season finale, I go like this.
And then every show is back at the pilot again.
Everything goes right back to the pilot.
Yeah.
Get to that.
Yeah, and then Kelsey's like, "What the fuck?" I'm
Yo,
like,
what was that show with damn it, the dude in that one scary movie? He's a comedian. He had that old fucked up hand. He was like,
"Oh, I know what you're talking about."
Chris Elliott.
Yeah, Chris Elliott, right? So
why not give it to with my strong hand?
Yeah.
He's like, grab my hand. Just like, give me the other one.
He had the pimple. He had the pimple on the eye, and there's something.
Yeah.
Oh, that was something about Mary.
Yeah.
And it was always moving. He was like, scratching himself.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like that was the type of comedy. Like I guess you would say those were your vulgar comedies back in the 90s.
Yeah. Vulgar today is completely different.
Oh my god, the vulgarity of today is just it hurts my feelings. I'm just
no,
like, wow,
but his
really
show. Remember, he had a sitcom, right?
He did.
Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott had a sitcom. Yeah, you're right.
At one point in time when it premiered,
It was the Chris Elliott show.
Yeah,
was it called the Chris Elliott Show?
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called, but at one point in time, his show, like this is crazy because Seinfeld almost got canceled because of low rating his first season. Chris Elliott's show, which was trash, had better ratings than Seinfeld did. Like right there at the beginning, because they both started about the same fucking time.
Really?
Dude, Seinfeld had ratings weren't good when it first started, man. Like the first half of his first season.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden people caught on and that shit just exploded.
They started to understand the humor.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like The Office was a little bit like that too when The Office started off. Yeah, because The Office had that same kind of like awkward fucking humor. Like, can you get down with this or can you not? And no, not a lot of people can. One of my favorite shows. I love.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got here.
But then what's
go
that?
ahead. No, go ahead.
Batman Beyond. No, I was just saying that, but yeah, no, Seinfeld, yeah, that shit was. But yeah, once people started like coming around to it, it just you saw how it was popular enough that leading up to its final episode, that shit was on the news, it was all over the fucking place.
Yeah. No, it made a huge impact on our culture.
Yeah, fucking Seinfeld, dude.
Nothing that didn't happen in Seinfeld didn't crack me up. I've been like binging that a lot lately too. I don't know why.
Another good show was I don't know if this is 90s. I think it is, but it was a spinoff again from Cheers. Was Frasier.
Frasier was popular, yeah.
Wasn't it, or was that 2000s?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I can't remember.
But the casting they had for his brother was spot on. I was like, oh my god, how could they find another one?
Was Frasier the late 80s? No.
No. It had to be. I think it was in because Cheers was in the 90s. I mean, Cheers was in the 80s.
Long,
this
bro.
had to have been. This had to have been in the 90s.
It was, yeah. I think it was mid 90s that came out because I remember the lead actress in Frasier that would play like I think one of the love interests, like she was part of the group. She was in Seinfeld at one point, dating Seinfeld for like an episode or two because you know he was always dating different women. I don't know how Seinfeld always was dating different women.
Come on, what are you talking about?
What's wrong with me?
Why do you have to say it like that?
I'm always just like, how is he getting all these women? I don't get it.
That's the script.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, shit. Costanza. I mean, Costanza was a great character. You go back and watch it.
Yeah.
You literally like wet yourself at some of the shit that goes on with him. I like when
sure.
when he's talking about worlds colliding, when Elaine's talking to his wife, you know, his fiance, the one he ends up dying from licking the envelopes. I don't know if you guys remember that. And how he's like, you know, worlds colliding because he was always really hyper.
Yeah,
and then that matched up with Jerry Stiller because he had that same kind of thing. So like watching the interaction between like the three of them, the mother, the father, and him. Oh my god!
Well, I used to love when they were trying to come up with the bro and the manzier, and it was like, oh, dude.
or when he goes to try to, or when the father goes to try to help Elaine with the nail place, and he knows how to speak like Korean.
Yeah.
And it's the old love interest because he would never take his shoes off.
Yeah.
Oh
my god.
The soup Nazi. Yo, that
Nazi.
shit was hilarious. That shit's hilarious.
Oh my god, dude. You can't beat that. And then you went into Friends, and that's why I did a Feels in Love on Friends, because Friends had so fucking much. It had so much going on in it. Sure. I mean, here, like, I'll give you guys this. And you guys weren't here for this one. This is a pretty nice little collab while we're going here.
Look at me. I'm Chandler. Could I be wearing any more clothes?
No, you can't arrest me. No, I won't go back. I won't go back to that hellhole. You guys, I think I know what's going on here, okay? You guys, stop. Oh, my God.
It's stuck.
Someone at work ate my sandwich.
Well, what did the police say?
Someone ate the only good thing going on in my life.
You threw my sandwich away.
My sandwich? My sandwich! This is not good for my rage.
Joey doesn't share food!
I missed this.
I don't think we've actually done this before.
Oh, my
and gentlemen, let's poke. Steady. Steady.
A little bit of Friends right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, Joey started off on Married with Children. He was this other guy's son, and they were degenerates.
93 Zebra.
Fraser started.
That's the 90s. Yeah, that's 90s.
Thank you, Jamie.
That's another thing with these any of those sitcoms, bro. Can you look? I wouldn't be able to do it because I fucking laugh at everything. Some of these situations? I'll go back to one in particular. It was on Martin. They were staying in this cabin, and there was like this. I can't remember what it was. Some kind of animal got in there, and it's like a full scene of them throwing it on each other and punch. How do you not laugh when you're making that? Like, how do you hold a serious face doing any of that shit? Yeah,
that was my favorite part of In Living Color. I love that you're bringing something up with that. Like, when you would watch Men on Film, right?
Sure.
Dude,
How do you not?
And you know what's funny? I was going back to try and find videos on that because it's not easy to find some like clips from all that shit. And they don't do 3 snaps and Z formation all the time. That would just kind of randomly happen. But when they would just start, they would say some kind of crazy shit, and you would just watch the other guy, and he'd start laughing like that.
Yeah. And that was always fun to see him break character.
They broke character a lot when they were doing those skits, man. A lot. Because come on, Jim Carrey running around as a burnt fucking fireman,
bro.
Fire Marshal Bill, Vera DeMaio. Hi, everybody. I'm Vera DeMaio.
Oh yeah, with the ponytails.
I'm here to help.
That show actually fucking blew up.
I loved when he was the juicer. And it was like, and it was always, that's what I was doing, like, the juicer. And throughout the commercial, it'd be like, ride the snake. And he'd be talking about juicing and everything, and just periodically would just ride the snake. It's like, what the hell does that have to do with what he's saying? It was hilarious.
Do you remember when he played the racist cop on the show?
Oh,
you imagine him doing that character now? Or Damon Wayans doing Handyman.
Handyman would not go over well today
at all.
No.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny?
Hilarious.
You were talking about Martin. I got that going on right now.
Yo,
oh yeah,
Martin's humor, man, was fire because he did shit like the one episode, was it Mike Tyson, where he's in the ring with Mike Tyson, and then at the end of the episode he pops out, and they put on this really extravagant like makeup on his face that looks like he fought Mike Tyson. That shit was hilarious, man.
I was telling Zebra, I'm like, I forgot how many characters he plays in this.
Oh man, that's the best part of the show.
What Shaniqua?
Yeah. Was it Shaniqua or Shanae?
Shanae. Yeah.
Always kind of,
the kid with the snot out of his nose. He's always
the security guard.
Oh,
he's playing a white guy in one of the episodes. Like he's like, "Yo, bro, what's going on?"
The security guard, and his name was Otis. Oh, Otis, man.
Otis. There it is. Yeah.
In the pimp, man, what was his name?
The last episode, he was cracking me up.
Yeah, not the pimp. Yeah.
God.
That shit was funny.
I miss the fact that they can't even come up with shows like this anymore, and that's why, like I was saying, like Cobra Kai. That's why Cobra Kai hits so well, because Cobra Kai tries to do whatever it needs to do for the now crowd. And then it still touches base on shit that, like, the older generations remember, because a lot of older generation will watch that show because of Ralph Macchio. And the fact that you bring back every single character that there
was.
Yeah, except for, unfortunately, Mr. Miyagi. But they're doing a documentary for him. I just don't know what network that's going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw a preview for it. I totally forgot who.
Oh, wow.
Josh wants to know who's holding a baby hostage on stream. I think
I mean, if I'm holding him hostage, I can't say.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So unless I work out the ransom.
Let's see. What else? Like, I mean, I forgot about Married with Children. Married with Children. Oh my.
That was the shit. I used to watch that all the time. There was this one sequence that they did that you have to find it online, because it is just it still holds up. It's hilarious. the all the husbands get together in No Ma'am, and by the way, you can get No Ma'am shirts on my store, and I have the back. The back, yeah, the back is National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood. That's what that's what that means. But anyway, so all the husbands were like they were all trying to go out of town to do something, but they all told their wives they were doing something completely different. So one of them said he was bowling, the other one said, or not bowling. The other, one of them said he was fishing, then hunting, and then ice fishing, and so everybody had a different outfit on, like camping, and so they went into a huddle, and they were like, okay, break, and they came out. They're like, all right, so he's gonna get the like Al was the fisherman, so he's like, yeah, so Jefferson is going to shoot the deer, and then we're going to use the meat for the as bait and all that. And they went there, and then one of them had like a headdress on, so it's like, and this guy's gonna smoke signal to me, which place is the best place to or the best fishing spot or whatever. They had this whole elaborate thing, and it was hilarious. But that was one of the most funniest shows. Yeah, and that's a show you cannot do today.
Yeah, yo, just think about that show. That dude was a fucking shoe salesman.
He played on that hard too. There was an episode where it was like, remember he was on like that game show with Peg, and it was like all fat women.
Yeah,
they would spin them around, and then they were like they would like compile on the bed. Pile the fat, to see how much.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I didn't.
Oh my god! I remember I was going to Kelsey. Are we actually watching this right now? This was an episode, and she's just like, I'm like, oh my god.
That was on Fox too, wasn't it?
It was on Fox. Yes.
Yeah, that was
on Fox. You could do stuff like that back in the day.
Ed O'Neill, man, he was fucking perfect for that role. Yeah. My god. And then even Katie Seagal, she was like the queen of like sitcom shows. She was always on.
By the way, doesn't age apparently. She went from that show to like what's the other one? The biker gang show.
Yeah, she did that, and then she did the one with John Ritter too.
Yeah.
Another one where they continued it after he died.
Yeah, and it didn't work. Yeah, how that man passed away. Kelly
Eight Simple
Rules for dating my teenage daughter. Yeah, that was the name of it.
Yes.
That was the name of it. That was actually popular for a while. Then when John Ritter passed away,
took another turn because then they brought in what's his name, David Spade.
Oh, that's right. David Spade took over that show. That's right.
Kind of.
Yeah. Ooh, Sons of Anarchy. There you go.
That was a playoff show though. In the
bro, who's the boss? That's 80s, right?
Yeah, that's 80s.
Who's the boss?
Yeah, but
Tony Danza.
It went into the 90s because Kelsey was talking about. Yeah, Kelsey was talking about it. She loved that show. So did I. I can't actually find it anywhere streaming.
No, yeah. I mean,
actually, they were saying that it's on like every day.
I know,
all weekdays.
I want to stream it so I can.
Well, why can't you? But you could binge it. My mom was watching a marathon.
I gotta watch commercials.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hey, let's be honest. The show with Tony Danza. Tony Danza was, Tony Danza was fire on the show. We'll be honest, but as young teenage kids watching that show,
Alyssa Milano, come on. I mean, for me. It was short lived for Alyssa because it was like, okay, who's the boss? Yes, and then when she got on Charmed, I was like, okay, no.
Okay,
well, Charmed, that was another big show of the 90s.
Yeah.
Charmed was huge.
I mean, that shit went like 10 seasons, didn't it, or something like that?
It went quite a ways, yeah.
And then they had their, they took out Shannon Doherty because she was big in the 90s, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know because of her fame from 90210.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big 90210 dude, man. I didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Kelsey, you were huge. My sister was huge too. I was trying to get my sister on this, but she's like, I have to go out. I'm like, okay, bitch.
Yeah. I have to get drunk. I'm gonna get chocolate wasted.
I'm like, it snowed. You don't need to go out, but all right.
How much did y'all get?
Yeah, but
not that much, man. It was messy as fuck. I think we got like 6 inches. Right?
6 and 8.
Yeah, it was, but it was just messy.
I mean, but that's impressive though, right? 6 inches. That's impressive.
No,
not for the way they were playing it up, like it was really going to come.
Oh yeah, like end of the world.
Yeah.
You know, the usual nonsense.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys watch Charles in Charge?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Charles
man.
in Charge, was,
Silver spoons.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, and hailing from parts unknown.
Hello. I'm so
Hello.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
What's up, buddy?
So speaking of people
good.
born in the 90s, no.
I was born in the late 80s, yes. 90s was my generation.
Yes, man.
The best
So,
generation,
yeah,
in my opinion.
We were just I was just
Yeah.
saying if anybody was Charles in Charge fans.
Yeah.
I remember watching it reruns, but I was like really young. But I remember my cousin watching it. I remember my cousin watching 90210 a lot because she was obsessed with that show. So I remember like being a little kid, like watching it with her because she loved that show.
Does everybody remember that one episode though from 90210? Because I remember it was like the serious one where the kid killed himself at the party with the gun.
They did. They made it a point that it was supposed to be something of not value, but I mean something of like, like this is going to be a horrible thing to watch. And
What was so good about
stay
that
tuned.
Watch it much.
They were like the serious.
Yeah, well, that's the substance part. They still gave you more substance and they would give you a lesson per show, whether it was Boy Meets World or a 90210.
Real life things and put them in, and then take those characters. And you're like, oh my god, in that situation.
I just remember that. I remember that one show, and I remember my sister's like, "Oh my god, somebody died," and I'm like, "What? What happened?"
I didn't. Like I said, I didn't watch it, so
you gotta tune in to find out.
Certain things that stuck in my head. Alf was the 80s, Jose.
Alf was the 80s, I think, like late 80s.
That was before my time.
Yeah, I mean that's like Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, Mr. Belvedere was dope.
Yeah, and all those Webster.
Yeah,
I don't like. I remember Alf, but I don't know why it rung to be so popular. He was a really
it really was not.
It really wasn't a good show. No. It's kind of.
Alf was only popular because it was a puppet.
Perfect Strangers that went into the 90s too. I don't know if you guys ever watched.
Strangers was fire.
Yeah, Perfect Strangers was great. Balky.
Yeah.
When I was rewatching that, remember, like whenever you go back and rewatch some of these shows, you're like, "Wow, I don't remember that tone," or "Wow, this is really weird." Because if you go back and watch Perfect Strangers, you're like, "What the fuck?
What's going on right now?"
Yeah.
You just go and stalk your cousin in Chicago or whatever it was, wherever he. It was just weird the way, and that had a very interesting intro to it also when it came to the show intros from back in the day. But I mean, we were talking about that earlier, Zebra and I.
That actually got cut out of my videos.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It's all right. The 90s intros we were talking about, like they really went in on intros when it came back from that.
Yeah,
like step by step.
Yeah,
step by step.
I was watching last night.
Yeah, she was.
That was with Suzanne Summers, right?
Yes.
He on Instagram. He literally did step by step yesterday.
Oh, the guy that does all the theme songs. Yeah, there's this guy that does all the theme
like,
songs by himself.
Timing. And then that really made me want to watch it.
Yeah, no, I mean, come on, Cody, the guy that played Cody, he was like they would use him in like certain Sasha. What was his name? Sasha Mitchell. Yeah, they used him in some karate movies in the 90s, from what I remember.
He's funny. He like was just like that.
Yeah, he hit for that show.
Oh man,
definitely did. Truth, what were some 90s shows that really popped for you?
Well, mostly I grew up on Family Matters. I grew up on Fresh Prince. Family Matters was my shit. I love that show. I always used to laugh because me and my brother used to watch it. And when Steve Urkel turned into Stefan, and they made this whole big deal. It was like, here's this fucking smooth GQ dude. I'm like, okay, like what is this?
But we all bought it, man. Remember how exciting it was?
We all bought it.
We all bought that.
It was the perfect amount of cheese. It was like it's so corny, but it works. It works for that show. I was like, all right, whatever.
Jaleel never escaped that character.
Nah.
He couldn't. Yeah, he got typecast. Yeah.
But why wouldn't you want to? Hey, that fault. You know the fact that you just said that. That's like Tom Welling. I don't want to put on the suit to be Superman.
Now he changed his mind.
Yeah. He's like, oh, there's money to be made.
Right. I mean, these fucking people still make money off all this every time it's played. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
They do get royalties. Yes.
Yeah. Freaking what was it? Rachel, she was in the new Matrix movie. She was with Jada Pinkett, Aunt Rachel.
Oh yeah, she was. She
Yeah.
was. She
I
played
was
her
like,
little
oh,
friend.
it's Aunt Rachel.
Yeah. She's like, come on, boo.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Yeah. So keep going, Truth. What else you got?
What else?
Yeah,
I remember watching.
Let's just put you on the spot.
I did that.
Let's see how good your memory is.
I
I remember watching Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs was my shit.
Yes.
I love that show. It was so cool. I was just like, because it's weird because like you don't get those shows now. It's like now all on TV you see judge shows, reality shows, but
Right,
back then
because
you had
it's
like
cheap.
good family
Lazy.
dramas.
Like Dinosaurs cost them pretty penny because they had to make them, and also the costumes would fall apart, right? After use and all that. So I mean, it was a big production of Jim Henson production studio. So they had to go through and they had to make more latex and all that, and it got really costly and
Big
you know,
sets.
so I mean, when MTV came along and was doing Real World, which was 90s, that's the end of like quality TV.
It's very true. That's a good point. That is when that fucking started coming out.
Mm-hmm. Because it was cheap.
The Flash, that show, that was in the 90s, right?
That was the 90s. That was
Yeah.
right after Batman Returns.
Mad expensive. That's why that show, because I loved it. But
I was a fan of that show.
I
I
heard
loved
that the suit itself
Yeah, it was
costed every episode like it was like $25,000 for just the suit every episode, just to make it. So it's not like now where like when these movies they have these costumes, they make them so that they could be reworn. I don't think his could.
Yeah,
but I do know that the suit was super expensive.
It was fire.
It looked good.
The only thing I didn't like about that suit was I was like, all right, I get that you're the Flash and I get that you're super powerful. What I don't get is why the fuck are you so beefy, dude? When you run, shouldn't all that go? Shouldn't you be lean?
He was.
Well, John Wesley Shipp was a big dude.
He
Anyway.
was like
he had like a lean body.
Was more okay. He was more jacked than Batman, and he was stemmed from that universe, right? And I was like, yo, you're super jacked. I mean, it didn't ruin the show for me, but I always thought about it. I was like, dang, man. I was like, why is the Flash more jacked than even Superman?
Lois and Clark.
I did watch Lois and Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch Superman and Lois, but I did watch Lois and Clark.
Yeah, I love Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois is so good.
Kelsey and I enjoy Superman and Lois. I just make fun of the costume.
Well, I was gonna say I know that like from we were talking about Seventh Heaven before. That's how I know Tyler. Like that's
He was in Seventh Heaven.
Yeah, that's where I think.
Who,
he really
Tyler?
Oh my
Tyler
god.
Hoechlin, yeah, he played Martin.
I only know
They
him
kind of, like, took
from
it.
Teen Wolf.
He was one of those. He was one of those characters that the Camdens took in.
Jamie Foxx show, Wayne's
became,
Brothers.
like-
Oh my
Jamie-
god, that's
yeah.
right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Wayne Brothers.
Show.
No, I was a big fan. I was a big fan of his character. I like him.
It was the Chappelle show. Was the
Chappelle show was 2000.
Yeah, that was 2000.
Yeah,
Chappelle was that, but yeah, the Jamie Foxx show.
Chappelle show's the greatest comedy I've ever seen in my entire life. The
You
greatest
can't
comedy
do
show.
that. You can't do it today.
No, you couldn't. But it's the
No.
greatest comedy show I've ever seen.
It's
in my entire life.
unfortunate.
Yeah,
It
That's
really is
such a
unfortunate when you
fucking
think about
funny,
that. You literally can't even touch. I mean, he got in trouble for his last Netflix special, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And I was like watching it. I mean, yeah, he was going at people, but he wasn't going at people.
It was funny, but I'm sorry. And I love Dave Chappelle. He's one of my most favorite
There you
comedians.
go.
But he's young. His younger performances were so much better. Same thing with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's young performances are so much better than they are now. Because when they get older, they get a little bit more. They're not as raw.
Yeah.
You know, they're a little bit more, careful about what they say.
Well, they just gave him more mature and older. Like even he would look back in his.
All right, goodbye,
He's like,
goodbye.
Well,
they did mature.
It is. It's true. Like I remember he did an interview saying, like, yeah, I kind of cringe at the comedy I did back then because again, he was like a young kid. He's just starting out, so I understand where he's coming from.
Who, Murph?
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Murphy. They always said that he was kind of a douchebag, like to be on set with and stuff. He was always
After he did Dr.
Bit of a
Dolittle
diva.
and the Clumps, he didn't really do much. Like,
no,
I want to say after that, his brother, unfortunately, because
Charlie Murphy actually.
Charlie
Murphy
is actually funnier than Eddie.
Charlie Murphy took off. He was big on the Chappelle Show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But he did a lot for Eddie.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you didn't know that. And here's an instance. I mean, like I always play this one, but you know.
And all of a sudden I heard something go, Charlie Murphy! It was all over. He took us in the house and served us pancakes.
You want to play basketball against me
telling you.
and the Revolution?
You want? Oh, dude,
game blouses, bro. That's the funny. I'm telling you, man. That show is. You know, it'd been interesting to see if he didn't walk away from it, and then like he kept doing it up until it got into a point in society where he might.
But the thing was, he didn't walk away from it. His ass got attacked by some higher ups. And he was talking about that on some of his interviews.
Slow down.
Yeah, dude. You eating pancakes?
I'm sorry. I'm eating that.
I mean, apparently it's game blouses.
Game blouses. I was there.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff about why he went to Africa and all that, and he was talking about that, in interviews and stuff, and I just listened to him, and yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that came out was like, what's his name, Bill Cosby, and Oprah Winfrey like sat him down, were like, yo, you can't be doing what you're doing, it's like ruining everything else, or something like that. So a lot of things that happened, and they kind of sat him down, and then when they brought him back out, he went on to the Late Show with David Letterman. Before David Letterman left, he had an interview. If you watch that interaction, David, and I watched it live, David is like almost scripted that he needs to apologize. Like they publicly display, like a public display, put him on the stage and was like, so do you have anything to say to these people? And that they were watching. I mean, it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. It's like I don't. And that's one of the reasons why I'm glad I didn't get into that. Because when I was young, I was trying to get into the industry. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because it's just there's weird.
It's a tough industry. Man. It's an industry where you have to sell out.
You do. You have to conform. You have to like throw away everything that you hold value to, and say, I'm going to do whatever you want so that I can. If you look at what's his name, little man.
What is that?
If you look at
you could Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yeah, sure.
You didn't hear that story about how he gave someone a blowjob to get a part in some movie?
They actually put that out there. Oh
yeah, he actually did an interview saying that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and when you're looking, like, even with what we're talking about, right? Even though some of this isn't like 90s based, but it is and it isn't. But this is like, this shows more. It just gives more proof to the fact that the 90s was probably one of the best leading into the 2000s, of course, too. Entertainment eras, including the 80s too. So you would go 80s, 90s, 2000s. Now, of course, you could throw some 70s stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, when people talk about movies and shows and sitcoms,
the 80s really was the most
it's where it started.
Imaginative decade. Where they were, coming up with all these interesting concepts, and nothing had been really done before, And in the 90s also kind of like got hit because of the grunge era, so everything was sort of dark and macabre and sort of, and because everything sort of, you go through like you go music and then movies and television, and they all sort of flow with each other in a way where they inspire each other. Okay. And so, when you see that, you start seeing the same thing with like reboots and all that. And then you get into like hip hop, where they're sampling old songs and not just sampling them, but like really like that one that what's his name did right before he killed the Biggie.
Tupac?
For not Tupac.
What?
No. P Diddy. P Diddy took that one for the Godzilla movie from the Matthew Broderick Godzilla
Robert
movie.
Plant.
And Robert Plant. Dude, it was just blatant. It was like, same thing with Vanilla Ice. That he didn't know shit. His producers stole the shit out of Queen. They were like, we're just it's da 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 instead of da 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 da. Yeah, whatever. It's like, what?
We're entering the Milli Vanilli stages here.
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli. Milli Vanills. But look, like when you were just talking dinosaurs before, right? Truth. A lot of people forget about dinosaurs. That was a show that was just like, whoa. And it all stemmed from, right. I mean, when you look at dinosaurs, you look at this movie. Oh.
Does anybody have any idea about who or what this is? I don't know, but I'll better never ask to look for a can opener.
You can't even get that kind of look,
bro,
now, which is really fucking sad. And that's 1990 right there.
Yeah.
That movie is from 1990.
Yo, that movie is so fire. Also, one of those movie came out, parents, it's so violent.
They got upset because of the weapons.
And then the next few they made were garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Yeah. The parents got super outraged about
same thing that happened to
Batman Returns.
Happened after that.
Same thing with Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Parents freaked out.
Right. Parents from the first Batman to Batman Returns, and then why they got rid of Burton too was part of the fact that they couldn't sell toys. He didn't give them enough things to make toys with. That's when you saw the Joel Schumacher shit come in. And they had nothing but endless fucking toys with 20 million different suits that you've never seen before, and weapons and this and that. And then that's kind of where they based it off. And you're like, really?
Yeah.
And the same thing
Tim Burton.
And
Tim Burton had no interest in directing a Batman movie anyway, so I'm glad they got rid of his ass.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Right. He didn't want to come back, and that's the same thing. Like if you lose your passion in something, I don't want to see your work. Don't do it.
Be good.
Give it to somebody else.
And that's probably the problem with today's day and age with a lot of things. There's no passion. There's no like real care or give to anything. They're like, all right, let's just put let's hit a couple little points here, make people, shit themselves. Let's throw one word in there. They'll love it. Oh, we'll reference that. And everybody will say it's the best thing they've ever seen. And then boom, but you're not really giving any meat and potatoes to what they want to give you. Like there's no story, there's no context, there's no real character development, even though people are like, oh, I love that character. No, man. When you look at the sitcoms here, you grew with the characters through time. Even like in Living Color, you grew with like a Jim Carrey, a Damon Wayans, even when the younger Marlon Wayans and all them started coming, Jamie Foxx, you kind of just kept going with all these characters, which is why they got their shows, because people had a direct love for each individual person. And now, where do you get that? Maybe in my mind, I keep bringing it up. Cobra Kai's kind of doing that. Cobra Kai's bringing some of that feel back. At least, but it's like fan service done. I'll take a shot. It's like fan service done. Fan service done right, in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, not I don't want to get off base, but even like Ghostbusters Afterlife, fan service done right.
Yeah, bro. What that one Birds of Prey series, was that in the 90s or did it go in the 2000s? Like I can't remember.
That was 2000s. That was early 2000s.
Yeah, you remember that shit though? I've never watched it.
I never watched it.
One day I was at Walmart and I was looking at the movies and I saw one. It said it was Birds of Prey and it was just one season because that's all it lasted. I was like, what the hell? What the hell? I didn't know what it was because I didn't see it when it was on. So, but what was it?
It was actually
I know
a
it had.
show. It was that time.
It had
I never.
What was it? I know Batgirl was in it, right?
Batgirl?
No. It had Oracle.
Oracle, yeah,
Oracle.
But it's still Barbara Gordon and shit, yeah.
Yeah, Barbara Gordon, yeah.
Because
she was Batgirl, but she got shot by the Joker. Like they actually used the death in the family storyline, or the Killing Joke storyline. Excuse me.
Killing Joke, yeah.
Yeah, Killing Joke. Death in family, Killing Joke is all the same shit.
But it was weak sauce.
Well, it was kind of. I mean, come on. Like, remember? They did. anybody who used to watch the old Hulk show, I know this isn't 90s, but they did an Avengers thing in the Hulk show, if I remember. Like they had him team up with Thor.
Yeah, they did.
I
They
think so.
did.
Wasn't Daredevil in that shit too?
I don't remember.
Where he dressed in all black.
He might have been. I mean,
I
that
don't
Jesus, I don't even know how that show took off.
I know Spider-Man had a show.
Spider-Man had a show.
yeah.
Bro, the spider used to move on his body, bro. Remember the spider when you look up on a certain look it up on like Google it or YouTube it. But in that old Spider-Man, I think it was like late 70s, early 80s. Like his spider used to move. It would be up, it would just move. Like I don't understand why it did that.
Like
shit.
it was a real spider?
No.
No, just the outfit itself.
The symbol would just move and shit.
It was kind of like Lois and Clark. I thought the S symbol was crooked on his shit.
It was weird. I didn't like
it. It was
it.
a really weird looking S. I was always, because I'm such a little anal bead when it comes to like that stuff. So that's why, like with Superman and Lois, when I see the, oh my God, I can't stop with that.
Don't mention this again.
Why not?
What's going on?
No, it's never enough.
Why do you have to be so damn perfect?
How do you have?
Costume designer?
How do you launch a show when his costume doesn't fucking conform to his body? Sorry.
And they removed like most of the padding, but like they're still padding, but it wasn't as much as the first season.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I saw that. That's why I was like, okay.
Are you talking about this one with the Hoagland?
Oh, the super wedgie.
Yeah, the Hogland.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. He's not Superman for me.
No, I know.
He would have been a better Batman.
What?
Yeah. He would have. Or no. He would have been Batman.
No. You get this. I do not agree with that.
He's a good Superman. Like, I don't mind him.
No,
like
I don't mind him either.
Like,
I look. I enjoy the show. I enjoy the show.
Yeah, when he was on Supergirl, he used to be shitted on all the time. Like they just
because the thing is that they always had to make her like it was her show. They're like we can't make Superman better than Supergirl.
Yeah,
on Supergirl's show.
Time you couldn't, but
yeah, and. Truth, I think that's what's going to happen with the Flash movies. Batman's going to come in to Keaton. He's like, you can't outshine Ezra.
Oh, we'll
I guess you can. I guess you can.
That shit. I'll be streaming about that and making fun of that soon. Truth, were you afraid of fans? Were you a fan of Friends? If I say that,
are you afraid of fans?
Are you afraid of fans?
That's what it sounded like.
No, it didn't come out right. It did not.
I think Neil just had a stroke.
I remember, like growing up, I remember my mom used to watch that show all the time, but I never got into it because at that time I was like watching fucking cartoons and shit. I was watching fucking Spawn on HBO whenever that shit came out.
Oh, that was huge in the 90s. There we go. Oh my God, Aeon Flux. Spawn.
Yeah, Aeon Flux. You guys to watch that shit.
Yeah, I remember that show. It was a weird show.
It's
it was like a skinny lady running.
Yeah, it always felt like it was more like anime. It felt like it always played out of order.
It had the horrible Charlize Theron movie based on the anime. It was fucking trash.
Yeah. They used to do it. It used to like when that shit started. Aeon Flux. It started like the same way, kind of like the same way. The Simpsons started on the Tracy Ullman show. Like it was just these little snippets of it. Like Aeon Flux used to be like you'd be watching MTV and they'd show like this little. It'd be like a little 2-minute clip and it's showing she catch a fly in her eyelashes.
Yeah,
her eye would roll around. And
you see like an
action sequence and then that was it. It wasn't long. It wasn't like Yeah. And then that's the same like the Simpsons on the Tracy Ullman show. Remember that shit?
I forgot that it started on the Tracy Ullman.
They looked weird on her show.
They were
like all skinny and
they looked like they had like disease. But.
Yeah. And then with the Simpsons in particular, the first time they had anything was that's what started the show was they did a Christmas special. A Simpsons Christmas special. That's the first time they had their own fully like episode, and it was mad popular. So they were just like, "Yo, let's just."
And look at where the fucking Simpsons have gone today.
They're still.
It was Santa's Little Helper.
Going.
That's
man.
what the show.
The dog, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still going. Oh my God, Jose! Yeah, we got Jose here tonight.
I see
Jose wasn't at our last stream, but oh boy, hey Jose, thank you. I know you loved it. I enjoy this content. Thank you.
Yeah. Did he like the stream? That's what I want to know.
I'm not lying.
That's good. That's good. Thank you, Jose. Jose, keep coming in and out, Jose. Give me more views.
Does it or does it give you the same IP address? It's like,
who the fuck knows?
let's do,
I honestly have
put
no
in the
idea.
chat.
I have no idea. Ready?
Pivot! Pivot! Pivot!
Oh my god. Now, hey, I am going to ask you guys. Now, one, I am going to continue to do these series. Like, this is the first one, so we're a little raw at the first one because we're like, how the hell did we go through some of this stuff? I'm going to base another one off 90s action movies because I think that's a huge thing to do.
Yeah.
80s and 90s, I'd say, because I'm going to mix it in together.
Bro, fucking
And,
let's go.
Oh god, dude, I can go on for hours with all this stuff.
No, you don't.
Really bad 90s
Kelsey's like, I'm not editing all these videos.
No,
I usually get cut. No, 2 hours. Yeah, no, 2 hours is good.
Yeah, 2 hours is a good warm up, and
2
then
hours.
we get into the meat.
Yeah, let me go into like the meat and potato. And I've been on this crazy. Kelsey wants. Yeah, she does. Ugh, me.
I'm not doing that one.
Yeah.
You do that one while I'm away.
Oh, okay. I'll do
Thank
that. That sounds good. 90. Like I want to do wrestling. I was a huge wrestling fan growing up. I don't know if any of you guys were. I know Truth you were, but you didn't really start kind of like what you were more of like the late 90s compared to
98, 99. Yeah.
Right.
That time.
Yeah. Right. And I remember that time too, but I'm going to dive it back all the way to like 88 and then start from like 88 and bring it all the way into the Monday Night Wars because I've been going fucking crazy just watching all the old school stuff for some reason. I don't know why. Like I said, I go through waves of nostalgia. Like right now, I've had Martin on all day. Now I'm in a Martin mood. So like I'm just busting through Martin.
I told you, my brother knocked out all my teeth.
Yeah.
I have really bad like PTSD for it.
Yeah, she gets a little nervous because she thinks I'm gonna put her in a sharpshooter or something.
You are.
Well, she should get nervous when you start putting the ropes up in your
yeah.
Oh, like, wait, what is this for?
Be like, come here, Kelsey. Suplex. Clothesline. Drop the big leg.
I used to watch way back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s.
I was back in the
like
the
Stone
Mr.
Cold
T.
was in there, and
no, I was before that. I
I watched that stuff
Junkyard Dog and
Terry Taylor, you were the Red Rooster.
JYD
and Captain Lou and all them.
Roddy Piper, Superfly.
Yeah, Roddy Piper.
Yeah,
And,
nobody watched ECW.
Mr. Wonderful. All those.
Yeah.
Oh no, I watched all this shit.
I used to watch it, and then and my friend was like, that's fake, and I was like, oh, okay, that was it for me.
Oh, you didn't know? See, but like that never bothered me as a kid. I knew
it bothered me because I was like, I understand it now. It's just a performance.
Yeah.
And they are actually doing things, and they can potentially get hurt and all that.
I mean,
but when I was a kid, that didn't matter to me. I was like, oh, that's just fake. Oh, I'm not watching it. And that was it.
Well, no, because we used to do that shit outside in the courtyard. I remember
we used to do it.
I had a melting pot courtyard. I had like Colombians, Koreans, white people, Indians. I used to host like a fucking wrestling event, and of course, I had belts. So, the parents did not like me because we used to roughhouse in the middle of the thing.
Is that Neil?
Oh,
that Niall.
Yeah, I was the bad seed. I would always galvanize all the kids. I'm like, let's go. We're because that's how you used to do it back in the day. People used to get to hold the belt. I mean, I was the champ, but if you beat me, you held the belt. But you used to have to storyline what you were gonna do because you knew it was fake. Don't God me.
Oh, and we didn't. And one of my buddies actually had a wrestling ring.
Oh wow!
That he made. It was on his property, and we went there, and we didn't script anything. We just, we're just wrestling. Didn't call any moves or anything like that. It wasn't like like wrestling that you would do like in a school or whatever, like professionally. It was just like we're just gonna fucking scuffle, and that's what we did.
That's it.
Yeah, that was
guns.
awesome.
I mean,
What's
everybody used
up?
to play guns back in the day. You can't say you're gonna go play guns now. You know that they changed the fucking Ghostbuster Spangler wand that has the proton pack gunning. That's right. To an orange tip at the end because they said it looked too much like a gun. How the fuck does a proton wand look like a gun?
Yeah, of course.
But this just goes into what we're talking about from, sensitivity.
That's like buying a car and saying it's a choking hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wait, what?
It doesn't make any sense. It's people are like, yo, I'm sorry, but we think society is full of boobs. So we're going to make it to where they can't be boobs anymore. And we're going to regulate everything the way we see fit. And then we all have to live in that society.
And you just you can't. You have no good comedians anymore. That's why we had all the good comedians.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying. I was like, you can't, like, I watch, okay, and I still do it. I get on I get on Netflix or HBO or whatever, and I'll click on a comedian, and I will not laugh. The only one that I might snicker a little bit because I have kids is that Jim Gaffigan. Other than that, just because it's some of that stuff is relatable. I'm like, okay, cool. But that fluffy guy, I can't get on. I can't laugh at his stuff. His stuff is
the fat guy.
Fluffy guy.
Gabriel.
Yes.
Iglesias or something.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
I sit there and I watch it and I'm like, okay, that's just not funny.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
I understand what's trying to be funny.
Sebastian Maniscalco, that guy, he was.
He's funny.
He's funny. I don't know what he'll be in LA. I think he's got another special coming. But his old shit,
he's in some movies.
I laughed my ass off at that guy. I think he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. I laugh at Bill Burr. I think
he's like
Bill Burr's got the F is for family. He can be pretty good at times.
You got Orangile?
You got. I remember that skit. That's when you have to have options. What do you want? I got
it. Yeah, you want seltzer?
And that's another thing. Like I like when I go through my stand-up comedy phase because we do that. Yeah, with me, you never know where the fuck I'm gonna go. So like one day she'll be like, "What the fuck?"
No, but like I found that nice because you did that early on.
Yeah. Well, thank you. She found it nice because I did that early on. So that's yay me. So what else you guys got going on? What else everybody got going on for the evening?
Chilling, man.
Just chilling tonight?
I might jump back on Call of Duty. And
I mean, you told me you were having a hell of a game, so why wouldn't you want that?
I heard Tom Brady retired, right?
Bro, I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. Like Adam Schefter put that shit out there earlier today. So like every network went straight to it and they're talking, but then like later on, like 2 hours later, like people who somebody else, like, for one, his dad was like, nah, he ain't said nothing about, he hasn't. So nobody knows what the hell is going on right now. It's just up in the air. Like it's just like he says he probably will is what they're saying, but he has yet to announce it. And
gotcha.
I don't know. Schefter I don't know. But it was like literally I got home and every time NFL Network, ESPN, the bottom line was going by. Breaking news: Tom Brady announces retirement after every network, and then they started playing old Tom Brady Super Bowls on NFL Network. And then later on, I got a message. It was on instant replay, the Discord. It was like, yeah, did we jump the gun? Because this is weird. And it's just a couple people just came out saying like, yeah, he hasn't officially said anything yet. So
yeah, usually you think he would make a big deal of it too. I mean, he didn't.
I think okay. I figured he'd wait till after the Super Bowl or some shit, just so he doesn't fucking take anything away from the teams and shit.
I don't think so. Now his team's gonna go back to shit.
No, her brother's a big Tampa fan, so that's why I had to ask her if he's okay. I mean, that's like the end of the bucket. That's the end of the Buccaneers. If he's gone.
I know.
Just saying.
They sucked for all those years.
Yes, they did.
He's used to that.
I mean, Tom Brady's another product of the 90s. He came in the 90s, right? I think he.
Oh, did he?
I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just trying to throw that in there.
that applies to this show.
Applies to this show. Why not?
All right. So real quick,
the Irregular Neil, you can go anywhere. It doesn't matter.
I would be remiss if I didn't show
Every
you.
time you say that, I want to say it. I would have to suggest some Swiss.
Had to sort of. Hold on. Let me get this up here real quick because this shit is fucking hilarious.
What do you got?
So Fear Jason, you know, he does a lot of digital shit. He puts our faces on shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this. This is absolutely, bruh. Put it up there.
All right, here we go.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, that's really fucking good.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Oh my god! He didn't even have to do that much work to that.
What is that? Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god! I got wherever that is, I gotta
That's
like
perfect.
it. Share it.
Can we?
Oh
can
my
we
god!
mark that and say,
Bro, I just saw
there.
it.
And retweet and the likeness.
"Oh my god, yeah, can you retweet that? Retweet
It is uncanny.
that Fear
Oh my
Jason.
God.
That is fantastic.
All right, bro. Just look at it, man. And what is he eating? Is it like a fucking super
Yeah,
huge
it's
pack
one of
of
those
Twix?
Like a whole bunch of
chocolate
Kit
candy.
Kats.
Look, a bunch of Twix.
Or Twix, yeah, it looks like.
He's like, yo, check out my roll.
Okay,
Bro.
I gotta send this to.
That's good. I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
awesome.
dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I just saw that shit and I had to hope it was out.
I gotta send that to.
Oh, he's not even here to defend himself. He was texting me that he's got inventory.
Yeah,
It's like,
we don't care about that. You
because he does yell at me when I don't invite him. So
That
you
doesn't-
got fucking inventory. I don't want to talk to you.
yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
That's amazing. Yeah, like, share, and everything you can. I think that image should be on the thumbnail.
That should be your new thumbnail.
That's it. That's our new corner thumbnail.
Kelsey, that one drop that you played that I didn't know that I had, and I just, it just kind of goes in. There's a drop that I had I never knew I had, and I played it, and I just love it. And anybody that's fans of The Office.
Last year, I came to work with my spud gun in a duffel bag. I sat at my desk all day with a rifle that shoots potatoes at 60 pounds per square inch. Can you imagine if I was deranged?
The brilliance of The Office. I'm sorry. There's just so many random moments.
I didn't know you had that until
I had no idea. I didn't know I didn't have that. I was like, holy shit, I have this? What is this? Can you imagine what? What is this? And I played it, and I'm like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic. I need this all the time. Yeah, that was The Office stream. I do remember. I do.
Oh, there you go.
I just wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not sorry.
No, because you're an asshole.
Hey, that see, asshole, asshole. Why do you? How? Come on, I'm making quesadillas.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
So yeah, I mean, when it comes to this, the start of episode 1, thank you guys also for coming to this too, because I really I didn't know how we were gonna throw this one together, because talking about random sitcoms and all that gets kind of tough, because you're like, what moments do you want to talk about? Because a sitcom has so much fucking shit in it. Like,
I mean, we did last week. We talked for 2 hours.
We did talk for 2 hours, but that was one show. That was one show.
I know.
Now we were trying to throw it all together. I mean, like, with all these different shows. The 90s was compacted with so much.
I think you gotta dive in.
Yeah, we have to dive in. Yeah, we have to segment it more. Yeah, we definitely have to segment it more. So, for all the viewers that have been here tonight, I do apologize for not segmenting certain things, because, I should be a professional. I mean, what the fuck's wrong? I mean,
we apologize for the lack of segment.
Yeah, so I'll be more segmented as we go along with a lot of this stuff.
Well, we can even come down to a lot of this.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I want to do.
What do you want to do? Chip and Dale's Rescue?
No,
yeah.
Just...
Oh, I thought it was a different type of Chip and Dale's.
The Magic Mike type.
Oh, you're going to get in trouble.
Magic Mike.
She's feisty.
Right? Don't fucking mess with my favorite show.
She's feisty.
Hallelujah.
Tailspin. Yo, Tailspin was fire, because they took all those characters from the Jungle Book and seamlessly put them in that show. I was like, yo, this is fire.
Disney. I know we've.
What?
No, we haven't really done that.
What?
No.
Disney Afternoon?
Disney Afternoon.
Yeah, we'll do that. Also nice. We did it on a different channel, but it's
Darkwing Duck.
Bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gizmo.
Gizmo Duck.
Yeah, Gizmo Duck.
Oh, Gizmo Duck.
There he is.
Oh,
Where is
mother.
I got this.
What you got?
For his,
Boy, you got a Gizmo Duck?
I got the Darkwing Duck collection over here.
Yeah.
But
Then you
I
got
do
DuckTales. Woo!
Yeah.
I do have.
And then you had DuckTales the movie.
You had what else did you? You had the Jetsons the movie too.
You had Jetsons the movie.
Yeah.
You had Alvin and the Chipmunks the movie.
There he is, man. Gizmo
There he
Duck.
is.
There we
he is.
go.
That's
Oh, Blabbering
Blatherskite.
Blabberskite.
Yeah. It's so funny how they got
What's
that
up,
name
Jose?
too, because he just said like the suit was set up to like record the name, and he just says that. That's just,
Yeah, but the suit was badass too. It was
yeah,
funny.
it was.
The suit was badass, and then Launchpad McQuack, he tied in between Darkwing Duck and DuckTales.
Yeah.
They were a little
That's
far.
awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
When was Mighty Mouse? Was that 80s or 90s?
Mighty Mouse was 70s.
Yeah.
Was that 70s?
90s?
Fuck.
What's that?
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse. Oh my God, Mighty Mouse. That fucking start. Did that start in this? Not the 60s.
No, it was in the 70s.
It was in the 70s because I was gonna say Tom and Jerry was early too.
I thought it was 90s.
Now in the 80s, and I think maybe in the 90s, you had Danger Mouse.
I remember Danger Mouse.
Mouse.
I remember Underdog.
Since you got me this, like,
And then you had
Freakazoid.
Freakazoid, right? Yeah, I mean, I only know Freakazoid because of the Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Animaniacs. Yeah, have you guys watched the?
Animaniacs.
We haven't watched the new season of Animaniacs. There's second season on Hulu. Hulu picked up Animaniacs.
I haven't seen any of
Now,
those.
now that's a reboot that's actually good.
yeah, that reboot is actually good because if you go back and watch the old Animaniacs, it was so show-toony.
Yeah.
Like there's a tremendous amount of fucking.
You know what I love
per episode
is when Yakko is doing the countries. That is amazing to me.
Talk about an addictive song to sing, and that was another thing from the 90s.
He gets so when he got into that kick, that's all he saw.
And we're zany to the max. I don't know all the words, but you can put baloney in my sack.
Baloney in my sack.
Animaniacs.
Pinky and the Brain came from that.
I don't try.
They were dope.
Hey,
what we going to do today, Brain?
Pinky and the Brain was fire.
Gonna take over the world.
Wasn't there also like mafia pigeons in that? In that
Yes.
short little
Oh,
segment?
the three pigeons?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
3 pigeons.
Fuck yeah,
Three
man.
seashells?
See, that's why we have to talk about 90s action movies. I mean, Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, fucking Chuck
Arnold
Norris.
Schwarzenegger.
Huh?
Arnold
Arnold,
Schwarzenegger.
I mean, let's not forget about Arnold. I am a cybernetic organism.
Yeah, that's so funny to say.
What does he do?
Come on, get out of here.
It's not a tumor.
Not a tumor. Yeah, that's a great movie. I like it. The Coco.
Oh, the guy named Sting. Yes.
The monkey movie.
Sting, the man named Sting. Sting was the
Last
man.
Action Hero is a good movie. I like that movie.
Last Action Hero,
Last
you can go
Action
back
Hero.
and crack your ass up. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, they play on the fact that Stallone was the Terminator.
Oh yeah.
And he laughed at the poster.
Yeah.
Lewis, what's up, brother?
What up, Lewis?
What's up, Lewis?
Where's Mr. Purchase Fiddle tonight, too? My other UK man. The 90s kid has just arrived. LOL. The regular Neil and the panel Batman Taz, Superman Taz, Power Rangers. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Beast
my
Boys,
shit.
Transformers, Spider-Man, X-Men, yes, Darkwing Duck are my dude. Like
There you
that's
go.
why I mean this could be like a fucking endless stream of just like, yo, wait, you remember this? Oh, Darkwing! I fucking love Darkwing. I mean, I have the Disney
that's right, Gargoyles.
Collection,
Gargoyles
on
was fire.
PS4.
Yeah.
Those games pissed me off. Yes, Gargoyles was great.
He can't.
The old Nintendo games, the Disney Afternoon, like DuckTales and all that, bro. I almost wanted to break my PlayStation controller trying to play those games again. Oh my god, it like brought back bad memories.
You're gonna say that.
I was like, "Fuck this shit! I hate it."
I used to hate playing those games like Aladdin or The Lion King.
They're so hard.
Yeah, and there was one. It was a Mickey game, but I got really far in it, and it was like he was in like a genie outfit almost or whatever, and it was called Mickey's Magical something, and I got pretty far in the game, but I mean, it was kind of difficult
hard.
Matt, yeah, dude, you want
Super hard.
You legit want to break your fucking
Yeah.
playing these games. You do. Kelsey's like, I'm like, Kelsey, you want to play? She's like, I'll die right away. I'm like, come on.
You're like, not this time.
Damn it. My new favorite phrase, because I've been on like a Great British Baking Show binge lately. That's my
Baking show.
Yo, I fucking love that shit. But when they fuck up, they'll just be like, I'm so gutted. I'm gutted. I don't know how this happened. And I'm like, what'd you do? Just erase this fucking show? What'd you do?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god. I'm like, what the hell do you mean gutted? They'll like drop their whole fucking display. They'll be like, oh no, I'm so gutted. And I'm like, I'd be fucking cursing up a storm.
Keeps using that phrase for everything.
Yeah, everything. I just at work.
Gutted
I'm like,
yet again.
I'm like, oh my god, do you feel gutted today? And they're like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of problems. It's okay.
Oh my
There's a lot.
Yeah, there was a Darkwing Duck game. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it
have that
was.
game too. It sucks.
For the Game Boy.
It only sucks because you suck.
Do you guys ever watch the Angry Video Game Nerd? Because he used to cover a lot of that shit.
No.
No,
I think I saw one video of him, which was the Superman 64 review, which was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a funny character. That's a guy that I love. That he always stick to his guns, and he built his brand. Cinemasker, it's called.
Yes.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
The guy that was like, I'm not gonna watch the Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah. He was like canceled too. Like they just shit on him. Because
Oh yeah, he got in trouble. Yeah, he got in trouble. But he always
Which is
stuck
so
to his
stupid.
guns. That guy. So
Yeah, he just said he didn't want to watch the fucking movie, and he got canceled for that shit. It's so fucking stupid.
but that goes into like with what we talk about here.
Yeah.
All the shows that we love from the 90s could not exist today. Even the ones that even the Family Matters, the Boy Meets World, none of these shows could really exist today. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. No way. I really don't see but they're trying to do that reboot bullshit. I don't know
like a
what
drama.
the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Wonder Years, they're trying to retouch the Wonder Years.
God, you
Stop. What are you doing?
Did you see that?
Come up with some original ideas.
No,
like that.
I didn't see it, but I mean,
No.
did you see them?
Yeah,
doing
I don't
shit?
want to
Like,
see
what
that
they were
shit.
trying to do with it?
Fucking
Oh.
ass.
Yeah, it looks terrible. I saw the
No.
trailer. I was like, yeah, it's not good.
You can't do it. That's why we all go back and we watch all this shit and it gets put onto the streaming networks. I mean, people that were like in an uproar, if you remember when Friends was taken off Netflix and then they put it on the HBO Max at one point, but everybody it's played on every channel possible. All these shows are played on every channel possible, but people will go crazy if they lose it on a certain platform. So it goes to show you that, like, yeah, man, the 80s and the 90s was just where you just had your shows and you don't ever want to lose them, because what you get now is just not.
You don't get that anymore. You get reality shows, and that's it.
Watching last night.
Right, you get reality nonsense.
What we were watching last night, like those were like good, like you'd hear the music and it'd be all like.
What did we have
nice-
on last night?
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World we had on last night. That's right. Okay.
And it would be the nice like lesson,
Trying to
but
remember.
the family and
Right.
There's nothing that you could watch with your family now.
No.
There's nothing that kids and their parents are watching together.
No. And I don't know about any of you. And I said to Kelsey, she kind of gave me like the aw. I'm like, when I would watch a lot of those shows, I would. It's not sad. I would connect with a lot of like the characters per show, whether it be Fresh Prince, Full House, Family Matters, Boy Meets World. You know, as you go on, fucking Growing Pains, all that. I learned a lot of lessons through these shows. Not to say it's sad, but my parents were like there, but at the same token, they weren't a very chatty group with you. Like they didn't want to give you those lessons. So I would always pick up shit from everything that I watched. And I would say to Kelsey too, I'm like, it's a good thing I didn't watch some badass, like fucking fucked up shit, because I would have been a fucked up child. I followed like those directives, but that's just to show you that those shows actually had substance and they actually wanted to give you the right lessons. They would show you both sides.
Yeah.
And now you don't, and I feel that now you just don't get that, because I'll check out a lot of the shows. I mean, what's the one show we like? Mighty Ducks, Game Changers. But now Emilio Estevez isn't going to be in it anymore because of like COVID, whatever nonsense. And they're going to bring in Josh Duhamel to replace him. Yeah, but that show even kind of gives you some of those like old school kind of vibes, even though they do play into some of the bullshit of today.
Yeah, I know, but it was very
Yeah,
nostalgia.
yeah, the nostalgia stuff. So nostalgia is huge for me. I don't know about everybody here, but without nostalgia, I don't see the point for a lot of stuff because it's just like a certain type of feel, man. It gives you that happiness.
And that's what draws people in of that, because of that nostalgia where you grew up on, whether it's He-Man or Gargoyles, whatever generation you were born in. It's like if they're gonna reboot it, you're like always panicking. It's like, oh God, like please don't mess it up. Like please just pay respects to the source material. That's all I ask for.
Same here.
I'm trying to think of a TV show from the 90s that I fucking super loved. If they rebooted it, I would have been like, oh no. And I'm trying to think of a show. I'm like, I can't really think of a show that I loved. Maybe like the old school cartoons, like the X-Men, which they are going to reboot, by the way, on Disney Plus.
It's going to be interesting to see how they do that.
Yeah. I think they bring back the original voice cast, if I'm not mistaken.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay.
I just wonder how the animation is going to be. Are they going to stick to the classic 90s animation, or are they going to update it?
Right. Well, that's it. See, now that you bring up that, like, animation of today sometimes gets a little sketchy. Like,
you're talking about like the crappy episodes,
it kind of looks like crackhead. It's like crackhead animation. Like they.
Well, yeah, it's to turn it out quick to get it out there.
Is that really what it is, though, Zebra? Because I know, like, you
with
draw
like
a lot and you
with like the Cartoon Network shit. Yes.
Well, no, like they tried redoing a lot of the older Disney shows, like Chippendales, DuckTales, and all that, and they came out with like this crackhead style animation where you're making the characters look weird.
Yeah,
like an Aquaman.
You're talking about like just Mickey, Minnie, Goofy.
Any of them, like even like
it is. It's they don't have to worry so much about like really drawing this stuff out. They're using more basic shapes. And they're just worried about like, getting the jokes. Because I think some of these have jokes or something. I don't know. I don't care. I don't watch it.
No, meaning no. But it's just a play on that. And then like you see the sitcoms. They rush out a sitcom, and it's just real slapstick bullshit. And
well, yeah. Are you talking about like the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
Yeah, and there you go. Like
yes, it's easy turnaround. They're just it's like I said, and I've said this on previous shows. But it is fast food, film, fast food entertainment. It's, just we need to get a season done so that we can go ahead and market it, so that we can go ahead and put it out there, and then start shooting season 2, so that we always constantly have new, things for you to consume. And then it's even worse when they were like, yo. Not only were because they were doing that on Disney Channel, like with Sweet Life, That's So Raven, all the other shows that they had. Now what they're doing is they have Disney Plus, so they have they have a dump, and the dump is Disney Plus.
They're dumping. A lot of places are dumping a lot of things.
They took a big dump.
Yeah, but then you see people like eat it up too, and you're like, what do you?
Yeah, because and people eat it up, but not only do they eat it up, a lot of people eat it up and say it's good,
and that's what scares me.
Because they're just and you got those people. They're like, we should just be happy we're getting this.
I hate that. That's the worst.
It's this. We should just let's eat it, guys.
Well, no, it's not.
This is num.
Yeah. There you go. Turtles. No, I agree with that. At the same token, but like that's you don't like the way that you see Chippendale, right?
But you're not. Generation does. That's what they're going for.
Right. Well, that's
for me.
They're not going for any of us. But that's like when I look at
the young kid generation today.
Leave the kids alone.
I look at Peacemaker. Well, Peacemaker. There's one of your perfect examples.
People that are watching Disney Channel today are not us. We're not watching Disney Channel.
No.
So
no, of course not. No, we have standards.
They're going to go and watch that and say that's good because that's all they.
Well, that's all they know.
They're
that's the thing.
They're not playing the old school stuff on there.
Well,
they're playing it on.
Agreed.
They have it if you.
But
dig
we
for
still
it.
can look at it and go, "Wow, there's really not much there."
For us to say,
right?
That's not what they're going for. So you can't necessarily shit on what they're doing today.
No, it's not a matter of shitting though. It's a matter of just pointing out the of what we see.
I agree.
Right? Yeah,
I agree. But someone likes it. Good for you.
Yeah, true.
Good for you.
It could be good for you, but it still can be
ass.
Still can be ass. Same token.
Ass.
ass. Topanga, yeah, she was fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love.
I know this is a
story.
TV show,
Still.
but the original Beverly Hills 90210. Yes,
Oh, you're
Lewis.
talking about the
Yeah.
We
video.
talked about that early, Lewis. We talked, and also Saved by the Bell. Yes, and I was talking about Saved by the Bell earlier, where the early season was all about a teacher, Miss Bliss, instead of the kids. And then as the kids started to grow, they, huh?
I have not.
Yeah.
And now I have not seen that reboot
No, I haven't seen that reboot
because
either.
I don't want to.
Well, it's on Peacock.
I don't know if I want to.
It's on. We have
So,
Peacock. I have all of them.
I don't care what you have.
Have you
Saved by
been
the college years?
peacocking?
Come on now.
Huh?
Saved by the
peacocking?
college years, the best.
Oh, the college years.
Yeah.
Saved
I
by
love
the
that.
Bell?
Yeah, Saved by the college years.
Oh God, I remember when they went to the beach house. That was like mixed in with the. They would mix it in with the high school stuff when they were on that.
Yeah.
Another good theme song.
Huh? What? Which one? Saved by the Bell.
Like
Because
another
when you wake up in the
dream
morning and
in.
your log is out of
Your
order.
alarm?
What?
Oh, the alarm is out of order.
How
Yeah,
about
I
your
make up words. I was shocked how great the Masters of the Universe
Yourself
animation
up.
looked. Yes,
Who's
Jamie.
always
Jamie.
looking at himself. Should know the word.
Hey, hey, that's not nice. It's just not nice.
Not noise.
Not nice at all. Yes, Masters of the Universe. If everybody remembers that cartoon growing up, was the corniest fucking cartoon you could possibly ever watch.
That was before my time.
Yeah, and then it was brought into what we saw now, and yes, the animation was fire.
Yeah,
it really.
A lot of
was.
people liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it took
A lot
a
of
very
people liked it,
serious tone. Like it was a very drawn out.
It wasn't. Yeah, they kind of took it serious a little bit.
in the second season, I'm like, wow, you're kind of dragging this a little bit, but animation wise, I'm like, all right, because the first part, I think they took too long to release the parts, but that was kind of me.
And now they're gonna do the movie, which is gonna be interesting because I don't know how you're gonna make that serious.
I don't think you can do
Like
that.
if you stay true to the He-Man costume, like if he's gonna wear a fucking lion cloth, and a fucking
Yeah.
a strap
Prince
across
Adam.
his chest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Prince
he'll be in
Adam.
some sort of like armor.
Yeah,
I
some
don't
Zack
know.
Snyder shit.
It didn't work in the 80s with Dolph Lundgren. I can't see a live action.
Yeah, because they I'm pretty sure when they made that movie, they thought the same thing. We cannot put this fool in the same shit that he wears on the cartoon because
Right.
it looks silly as fuck. So that they went in the direction they went, and people kind of didn't like it and shit.
No,
I remember watching the movie like, oh, it's all right, you know.
Yeah.
Like it took a lot of liberties with some of the characters, but you know,
it had the little Willow character,
yeah,
you know, playing the little music box. Do, 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 do,
They had Courtney Cox in that shit too.
Yes,
Yeah,
Courtney
yeah,
Cox
in
was in it.
there.
You know,
the only thing fire about that was Frank Langella playing Skeletor, dude. He looked good.
Frank, yeah, no,
he did.
Yes.
And
make
that
him look
movie
good.
actually got cut around a lot too because I think they said it was a little too violent or too serious,
Probably.
to where they were trying to go with it. But you know,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? What are you
And
gonna
didn't
do?
they use that budget like they stole the budget from Superman 4? That's why He-Man
Yes,
looks a little
yeah,
bit better than
probably.
Superman 4.
They did. That is fact. That is fact.
Yes.
It was done by Canon.
Yeah.
Canon.
Canon,
Studios.
yes, they did the RoboCop movies, didn't they? Canon, or was that
Orion?
or Orion?
Orion.
Thank you. Thank you.
Orion.
That's who did it. Yes, that's who did it.
Yeah, no, don't. Yeah, exactly. It was Orion.
Orion's belt.
Definitely Orion.
But
Where was that RoboCop movie? The reboot. I thought they were gonna do like another RoboCop film.
Well, it didn't do well.
please don't. Yeah, the one with
yeah, that movie was
the
horrible.
one with what's his name?
Kinnaman.
Rick Flag.
Joe,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kinnaman.
Rick Flag.
Kinnaman.
Joel Kinnaman.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was terrible casting.
We call him Rick Flag.
Yeah, and then he actually did that. He did that Netflix series too. I forgot.
Oh yeah, the carbon shit, altered
Yeah.
carbon, whatever.
Altered Carbon or something like
I
that.
think the Carbonaro effect.
The carbon monoxide was no good.
Carbonaro.
It kind of didn't
That's
hit
like
right.
that's some Han Solo shit.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Also, I mean, I can understand going to the extreme with what's the cop's name in RoboCop?
Murphy?
Not Murphy. Yeah, I can understand going to the extremes, but they went too far into the extreme with him. Like the only thing he had left was like a lung and a head. Like what the fuck did you do? I was just like, I don't ever want to see that again.
It was yes, I completely agree with that.
I was like,
ridiculous.
okay,
That
you
was
got
ridiculous.
what you're going for here, but like at least no, that just doesn't work at all. I was like,
It
don't
did
ever
not
show
work.
that scene again, and for the rest of the movie.
And it was stupid because he got what was it, a car bomb that made him fucking explode and shit. It's like that's just stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was interesting. It was interesting.
It was interesting. It was awful. That's what it was.
Yeah. I was like, where are
Nice
you going?
game.
Where are you going with this? You're being nice.
We don't know. We don't know.
It was interesting. Wait a minute. That's code for something.
Like RoboCop is not a franchise.
Code for ass.
Like I don't know why they made a sequel in the first place.
A sequel to RoboCop, the original.
Yeah.
Oh, because that shit was dope.
But I was like,
back in the
I
day,
didn't really see like a second one.
It was all about Nuke.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Nuke.
I didn't think it was too bad when it came out. Obviously, I was
I mean,
was young as shit. What first time I saw it, I was like, "Yo, that shit's give me more RoboCop," because you had the
gun.
RoboCop was dope
awesome.
as fuck.
Yeah, his gun was awesome.
It was also a fucking arcade game too for RoboCop.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was also another bad video game.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah,
all of this is terrible
for regular
you guys are
Nintendo.
just hating
Super Nintendo. No, most of those games were bad, but most of the LGN games were like really bad.
Yeah,
really bad.
It was an IP, and they're just like, "Yo, people are gonna buy this shit regardless because they like RoboCop." So let's just make whatever.
Whenever like Die Hard came out for Nintendo, like those were all like rated R style movies, and Nintendo was like a family friendly system. So you're like, how the hell are you going to come out with this game? How does this work? And
it doesn't.
It didn't.
And it worked.
It didn't. They didn't ask themselves this question.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
These are questions they did not ask themselves. It just kind of happened that way.
Yeah.
I do not do that thing.
But all right, guys, what I'm going to do is we've hit the over 2 hour mark here. So
we won.
Maybe closing out, you know.
We won. You
close
out that tab.
Ideas. Anthony's going to go play some Call of Duty.
Yeah.
He's going to go set some records on there.
No.
He's like, I'm about to clap y'all, all y'all.
Yeah, he's like, no.
So after every kill, it's ACS Universe.
Nah, I don't even put my, unless I'm playing with like friends, I don't put my headset on, and I mute every single person that's in there because I don't want to hear that shit.
Well, he mutes them because he doesn't want to hear him die.
Nah, not the sound. I'm just talking about. If you've ever played Call of Duty and you're not playing with like people you actually know, listening to people in the fucking it's terrible. It's it's so nerve-wracking. And then every single time you're gonna have somebody playing some fucking ridiculous music in the background, or somebody in a loud ass fucking, kids going buck fucking. Just no. So I'll just mute you so I don't have to hear your wife walk in there and be like, "What do you want for dinner?" I don't care. I don't want to hear that shit. Yo, you have no idea how often that shit happens. It's ridiculous. Just mute them, and I ain't got to hear
you better tell her because I'm about to kill you. It might be your last meal,
but you're gonna die. Yeah. Oh man! So let's go around the panel, and everybody can say where you can find you, and especially if you had some merch, like Zima said.
Yeah, check out my merch. Like this shirt here. My Bizarro shirt. You can find it on Teespring or TeePublic at Zeverfett. Also, check me out on my channel if you haven't checked me out already. And leave me comments. I like to engage with the viewers. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks Neil for having me on the show. Because why wouldn't you want to?
I like it. And then of course they are, but I love it.
Yo, I appreciate you having me on, man. Sorry I was a bit late. Like I said, got caught up playing. I was like, oh shit, he's live already.
It's all right.
Yeah, but hey, appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you throwing up this show. It's always good to revisit, we talked about it. We're happy that we grew up throughout this time so we can get the experience that comes with that, because kids today, it's a little but anyway, you can find me at 2279ACS social media, wherever, add an underscore to that for Twitter. And my channel, the ACS Universe, just search it on YouTube, man. You'll find me there.
Wherever books are sold.
Well, I can't read.
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at True31D. You can find me on Instagram at True1D. And you can find me on YouTube.
Here's
also, I apologize for being late.
No, don't apologize.
I'm like fucking Floyd Mayweather over here. But also check out Hercules Legendary series. That was a fucking
awesome my god, Hercules. Yeah, there's another one.
Have you guys
But go ahead.
thoughts real quick? What do y'all think about Arnold Schwarzenegger being Zeus.
Is that real?
I think it's real. I think it's real. It's coming out next month.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be.
I don't think that's. I think that's fake.
The only reason why I can't really take it seriously is because, like, when it comes Super Bowl time, people put together lots of things, and I think when it said February, I think it's going to be a Super Bowl commercial of some sort. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think, because it just said February. So, and the Super Bowl this year, since they extended the season by one more game, the Super Bowl isn't until mid-February, as opposed to the first
week.
It's like the 13th or something. So it's like
that's weird. I didn't know.
Yeah, it is. It's mid-February. So I think it's some kind of I don't know what he's gonna do. If he's really if Arnold Schwarzenegger has a Zeus film coming and nobody has heard about it yet, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so FBI, because we hear about shit like real early before.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's a Super Bowl stunt. Personally, I think it's good. I think it's probably gonna be cool because Arnold normally does some cool shit. But that's so weird. And he shared the picture, and I'm looking at the picture. Right. And it's like,
yes,
what are you up to, you son of a bitch?
Vincent, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh man.
We're
all right.
twins.
So everybody, Irregular Nation. This is gonna be. Oh yeah, we're going big head. We're gonna. This is gonna be a big podcast series. It's gonna be extended. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming. It's gonna be segmented. So get ready. There's gonna be a very panel-driven series because there's a lot of stuff to fucking talk about in the 90s and the 80s. So get ready for all that. And remember, everybody, please go hit that like and go hit that subscribe and become a part of the Irregular Nation. Because why wouldn't you want to? Come take a ride on the irregular side with this stupid ass and Miss Hope Productions herself, Kelsey. And I'm going to leave everybody off with that little 90s clip that we put together. Just, because why wouldn't you want to watch that before this closes out? And I will see what I didn't do shit, to be honest with you. I had to find a couple things. That's just kind of how that goes. And listen, everybody, thank you for coming in, guys. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I love having you on. I love going back and forth. And, and this was just kind of one of those like, oh, we're talking about something else other than live comic movies. All right, there we go. Gets a little weird. So everybody in the chat, here you go, guys. Here you go. Zebra already saw it. And Father Moon.
Did I do that? Did I do that?
Fruit, blows me away.
You got it, dude.
Don't touch that dial, Mary Tyler Moritz. I'm Fire Marshal Bill Burns, and nobody likes a quitter.
My name is Anton, and this is my house.
Hi, I'm Irregular.
Cable access. Channel 62.
Hello, I'm Blaine Edwards, and I'm Antoine Mayweather, and welcome to Men on Film.
Nothing for you.